And we're back.
We are back for another Snarf Talk in the house right now.
Episode 82.
82 on the dot.
Jeez.
Not 82 and a half, not 81 and 3/4.
I don't think anybody thought it would be those
82. But you never know. In today's day and age, people can assume whatever they want.
things. And most likely, they'll find something that makes them agree with a point.
Oh, I'm positive somebody will agree why it's early and why it's late in the 82 atmosphere. Hey, real quick, have you ever had the issue of like taking a drink from something that has come out of your dishwasher and it smells like fishy?
No.
Like a cup or a lid or something?
No.
I've had this happen in every single house I've ever been in, and I've been privileged enough to have a dishwasher.
Yeah. Rich people problems.
Yeah, I'm 1%er over here. And sometimes when it comes out of the dishwasher, I don't know if it's like sat too long or what. It'll smell a little fishy to me. And I thought I was the only one, but Amy started saying the same thing. And then other people I know have said, yes, they've had this similar issue before. Why does this occur? I don't understand this.
Okay. I think I can enlighten you.
Okay.
All right.
They're clean.
Are they clean?
Yeah, they're clean dishes. They've been cleaned.
Is your dishwasher clean, though? Is it plugged, the screen, the filter?
I mean,
all that?
I can't guarantee that every time.
Okay.
But I know it is tonight.
Well, there's a filter in the bottom that
Yes.
you need to pull out and clean.
Correct. I know this.
Okay, that's the first step.
Absolutely.
All right. A little thing happened, Jerry, nary a decade ago.
Okay. Okay.
The government,
Yes.
in their infinite wisdom,
Yes.
decided to change dishwashing detergent permanently.
Really?
And they made illegal the use of phosphates in your dishwashing detergent.
Okay. Because you don't want it in your water
Because
supply.
because of groundwater issues. Although there is no hard evidence that suggests that that's really a problem.
That phosphates are coming through the ground into groundwater. Okay.
Once they took phosphates out of your dishwashing detergent,
Nothing cleaned anything.
it stopped cleaning. It doesn't work anymore.
Well,
Things don't get as clean as they should. They have a film on them.
a lot of the
and
time.
you're-
You got to use jet dry.
You do
Or
have to
a-
use jet type, but that's a separate issue.
knockoff,
That's a separate
whatever.
issue. This is an issue where your dishwashing detergent.
But I feel like you don't get the film when you use a jet dry type.
it helps, but you still don't get them
Agent.
as clean as it should be.
I agree
Because
with
you
you.
don't have the needed chemical reactions taking place to clean something.
So you know what you do?
I know. I can tell you what you do.
You just add a lot more detergent.
No,
You
it doesn't
just
help.
Load it.
That
with
actually makes it
detergent.
worse.
Oh, okay.
Step one, you got to have soft water. Water
my,
softener.
My water
Make sure
is
that's
soft.
working.
Yes, I have
Step
that.
two, you can either separately buy phosphates, a box of phosphate,
Okay.
like sodium phosphate, I think. I don't know. You can buy phosphate and you can add it with your dishwashing detergent into your thing.
Do you do that?
No, because I'm going to give you the correct step. to
Okay.
that. You go online and buy commercial dishwashing detergent.
Commercial dishwashing.
Yes.
But I thought you said they changed all dishwashing detergent, which would be still regulated by the government.
Except for commercial dishwashing detergent, where you can still buy, which still has phosphates in it.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, that is what is going on in the world, and you can buy commercial dishwashing detergent on Amazon. Comes in a powder,
Yeah, that's fine.
and
I'm not against powders, liquids, gels, packets. I'm not against any of them.
so I found a really good brand, and I bought like 3 bags of it. They come in big bags.
Yeah.
Not like ridiculous, not like potato sacks.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
A size bag that fits under your counter
Right.
with a little scooper in there.
All right.
Like
more like a bushel basket.
like the old Cascade boxes.
Yes.
Of
You
dry
could still
detergent.
buy those. They're not old.
Yeah, but they don't have phosphates in them. But if you buy Cascade commercial dishwashing detergent, it will have the phosphates in it,
Really?
and your problem will be solved. Not only
You
will
think
your
it won't be fishy after that?
can guarantee you, not only will your dishes be
I'm gonna
cleaner,
have to
but
try
it will
this.
also clean your dishwasher.
Which is what everybody needs.
And it works so well, in fact, that you actually need to run 2 or 3 cycles with this. And in those 2 or 3 first cycles, you actually might experience dirtier dishes because it is cleaning your dishwasher so well.
So should we run an empty cycle with
You
just
can do
detergent
that.
in it?
Absolutely. Also, there's another product you should use to clean your dishwasher. It's called Lemashine.
Lemon shine.
Yeah, and you can buy that at the hardware store. And it is a lemon-based cleaning. You can clean your washer with,
Okay.
or your washing machine with.
So can you just is it like a vinegar and lemon mix?
No, it is a powder, and it is lemon-based citric acid type.
Because you
powder.
could use like white vinegar to clean things, and the acid from lemon help clean things.
I'm gonna find the name of this dishwashing detergent that you need to buy.
Okay, my first question though for you after this whole discussion is, why are you so into the whole dishwashing detergent ring? Like
Because-
the underground realm of where people are studying dishwasher detergent and figuring out what kind of racket is really going on, and then circumventing the problem and getting your own dishwasher detergents or getting your own phosphates to clean your stuff. How did this occur?
Because Jerry, I lived in the same world you did. Just an ignorant lad
Yeah.
going about his life.
But
with,
you didn't
with
have a
dirty
fishy.
dishes.
You didn't have a fishy smelling lid. I don't think it's dirty. It's clean.
It's not. It's not clean.
I think
it
it
smells
is.
like fish. It's not clean. Do you have fish in there?
Maybe I haven't checked, Chris. I haven't checked
I
if
thought you
there's
said
fish.
you cleaned
in
your
it.
filter.
Well, yeah, the filters are clean. That doesn't mean there aren't fish flopping around in there somewhere. I didn't look in the top rack.
Are you sure it's filling up with water?
Absolutely. I know my dishwasher works because it's not all the time. It doesn't happen frequently. It's just every once in a while. And a lot of times it's a glass cup. A lot of times it'll be a glass cup where I put water in it and I go to take a drink and, you know, your nose is in the cup and it smells fishy and it's weird to me. And
Yeah.
I don't know why it does that.
I
And it's
just
kind of
told you why.
off-putting.
I told you
obviously.
why, and I gave you the solution.
Well, I believe you.
And it's not that much more expensive than normal
I
dishwashing
completely
detergent.
believe you.
It really isn't.
I tell you what, you know, the whole, you know, those like pyramid scheme deals where people are always trying to sell you stuff. There's a brand called Melaleuca.
Yeah.
Do you know Melaleuca?
No, but I wouldn't buy it. I
Oh,
guarantee you that.
I tell you what.
I do not subscribe to, and I will not patronize MLM, multi-level marketing pyramid schemes.
That's fine.
No matter if their products are good or not. Won't
I
do it.
That's fine. I'm not telling you to. I'm just going to tell you that their dishwashing detergent that they have is very good.
Does it have phosphates?
I don't know. I've never looked.
If it doesn't,
I didn't
it's
know
straight
about
garbage.
I didn't know about the phosphate
Well, now
thing
you
to begin
do.
with.
Okay,
So.
here's what I got, and you can buy it on Amazon.
Okay.
It's called Bubble Bandit.
Bubble Bandit. That is a company I would support.
Bubble Bandit dishwasher detergent with natural phosphates. 2-pack, all in one, eliminates limescale buildup, white film, and water spots.
Okay.
Cleans those dishes, removes the fishy odor. I should say, removes it for life.
Does it say that in the?
It says removes fishy odors.
Well, now I have to buy that. I mean,
doesn't say that.
Oh,
It is $45 for 2 7.5 pound bags, which is like
so for 15 pounds you can get.
for $45.
$45 you
15
can get
pounds.
15 pounds of dishwashing
Which
detergent.
I'm not even. I've had it for like a half a year, and I'm not even a quarter of the way through like one of them.
Holy smokes! That's the exact one you've gotten.
Yes, proudly handcrafted in small batches in the USA, safe for septic and gray water systems. During the
Good,
first few
because that's what I
cycles,
need.
dishes may look worse than before as it cleans out buildup deposits in your machine. Institutional food service grade powder formulated for low temperatures, under the counter dishwashers, free of perfumes, clear of dyes.
I have to buy this now.
This is what you
now.
need.
I have to buy it. So as
You can
soon
also
as,
buy it in a 5-gallon bucket.
I'd rather have the 15 pounds. So it's literally a bag. It's a sack of.
Yeah, it's a small bag, like the bags that the Tide
I mean,
Pods would come in.
7.5 pounds is not small.
Well, but it's a powder, so it's heavy.
Yeah, I know. But
It's
that's
not. It's about the same size bag as like a large Tide Pod.
I never bought Tide
No,
Pods.
those things are bad. Those are bad for your septic system and for
Are they really?
the water system. Yeah, those that dissolving film never really dissolves.
Oh,
it just leaves
plugs up your
plastics in
septic.
our oceans, ruins everything.
Oh,
Microplastics.
microplastics in fish is one of the biggest problems we are facing right now.
Exactly.
Especially as a nation.
This stuff is so good, Jerry, that I contemplated reviewing it on Amazon, and I never have. I never review anything.
I don't review anything. I think I have put out one review one time. I couldn't tell you what it was for, but I do kind of remember making a review, and it just doesn't happen. I don't want to waste
Actually,
my time to review something.
I take that back. I have. There's been a couple times where they email you and they offer you a $3 credit to
So-
review something, and I've done that.
You know what? I still haven't, and I was just going to say, it pisses me off that Amazon sends out an email after you make a purchase. It could be 3 weeks after you've made the purchase, and you'll get an email saying, oh, those kids Skechers that you bought 3 weeks ago. Would you like to review them? Stop it, Amazon. Stop doing that. If I want to, I know you have the option to review things. Everybody buys everything from Amazon. I understand things are reviewed, and I have the ability to review them. You don't need to send me an email saying, would you like to review this?
Well, that's how they get so many reviews.
Stop.
They're just trying to improve the customer experience.
And it's super hypocritical of me because I look at those reviews and I judge everything by those reviews.
And you know how many of them are fake.
Oh, my gosh. I don't even know how many are fake. I mean, probably 90%.
Because they offer
of them.
me $3, and I don't really care. Sometimes I don't even look at the product. I'm like, this was great.
5 stars.
3. But no. So, quick thing. I made an error there. 7.5 pounds for $45. It's 2, 3 3/4.
Oh, well, that changed my mind completely.
Another thing is another option that I was bringing up earlier.
How much for the $5?
The $5
The 5 pound bucket?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Because if the 7.5 is
$59.
so the $59 for 5 pounds, but it's $47 for 7
pounds. I said it was a 5-gallon bucket, and it's actually not. It's a 7.8 pound pail. So it's actually cheaper to get the 2 bags for 7.5. So for $45.
You're confusing me here. A 5-gallon bucket
It's not a 5-gallon bucket. It's just a bucket.
Okay.
Bucket. I don't know how big the
Why are you specifying these liquid sizes? Because 5 gallons is a big bucket, and it can hold a hell of a lot more than 7.8 pounds of powder.
Another option, as I mentioned earlier, is to go buy a box from the hardware store of TSP, trisodium phosphate, and you can add that in with your detergent. I don't know what amount.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to do that.
But it's the same. It's a phosphate.
I'm gonna buy my Bubbly Bandit.
Yeah, Bubble Bandit,
and we're gonna call her a day because anybody that has a name with Bandit in it, I want to buy it.
Here's another great point about Bubble Bandit. When you use some phosphates in your dishwashing detergent, you don't need jet dry.
You don't at all?
No.
Really?
No rinse aid needed. I'd still use it, but
this is by far the best thing I've ever heard in a long time.
I think the same holds for your washing machine, but I don't know for sure. It might ruin your clothes.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to put it in my washing machine. I think those are different formulas.
I don't know. I don't know.
Try it. You try it.
I was blown away when I discovered this fact.
How do you stumble upon this?
My dishwasher wasn't cleaning, and I started looking. I'm like, this isn't right.
I know. Amy and I have had the same
The world is conspiring against me. And then I found out about this incredible hidden agenda of the government trying to steal dishwashing detergent from us.
I was blaming the dishwasher companies.
Yeah.
So every company that we've had a dishwasher from, which it's been like 3 different kinds, I've always said, this company sucks. I don't know how to make a dishwasher. None of them work anymore. And come to find out,
they don't work like they did back in the 90s.
Right. Come to find out, they do work. You know, growing up, we never had a dishwasher, but at one point, my dad got one at an auction, and he brings it home, and it was on a rolling cart, and we kept it underneath of this cabinet, and we'd roll it out over to the sink and hook up a hose, and we could use it.
You know, I had one of those in, I think, the house I lived in college. We had one on wheels.
Really?
And then one of my friends had one always at his house. He had a rolling one. It had a countertop on top so he could use it to cook on.
Yes, ours did too.
Yeah.
Ours had a little countertop on top too, but my mom quit using it because the hoses started leaking all over, and my dad had extra hoses, but she got so mad that the house got literally soaking wet, like that whole area was just soaked, that she wanted it gone. She's like, I just hand wash. I want to hand wash. And she still does to this day, hand wash everything.
Weirdly enough, I enjoy doing dishes. It's like one of the, pretty much the only like cleaning job in the house that I don't mind at all.
Really?
Don't mind doing dishes. I like doing dishes. I hate it when people do them wrong. Like put them in the dishwasher wrong.
Oh my gosh, Amy gets so mad at me.
I don't mind hand washing them. I hate unloading the clean dishes, but I don't mind
is the worst
everything
job.
else.
I don't mind loading the dishwasher. Unloading it is the single worst thing besides laundry.
I like jobs that after you do them, you can see the progress you made.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's why I like doing dishes. Like laundry, you never see any progress. It's like never ending.
Never.
Picking up the house to me, I don't I just don't buy it because it just gets messy again immediately.
Yeah, that doesn't work. There is no picking up the house right now.
Yeah, so like if I'm cleaning, a job I won't mind is like picking up the couch, moving the couch, and like vacuuming the rug underneath and with all the crap under
Oh,
there.
yeah, for sure.
Because you see the progress.
Well, you can hear it as well.
Yes.
It sounds like this in the vacuum. And you're like, oh, yeah. It's like the most satisfying sound when you're vacuuming, when you hit a spot and you suck it all up and you're like, oh, man, I'm making this place clean.
When you have kids, it's absolutely insane the amount of food that is in a couch, under a couch, in my bed. Sometimes I get in my bed at the end of the night
and there's
it's just
crumbs.
Like crunch. I'm like, what?
Yes.
What?
And then people will say to you, well, why don't you make them stay in the kitchen with that food? Well, folks, that is a very strict rule that we actually have at my house. Like, don't eat on the couch. Don't eat in my bed. You know, stay at the table or on the island or whatever and eat the food. It's impossible.
Never in here, too.
It is a clown show in my house all the time. It's a rodeo, if you will.
Yeah.
And you can't do that. And when Amy and I are gone all day and you have a babysitter in the house, they don't necessarily follow the same rules that you do. And we get home and there will be crumbs piled in our bed.
And then when ant season comes around, forget it.
I don't really get ants that much.
Oh, that's right, because you're a 1%er in
Yeah.
a brand new constructed house.
Correct. But I do spray for them, too.
I mean, there are so many rotten apple cores laying around my house. That's one time I seen a colony of ants rolling a rotten apple core across the floor.
You're like, why is that apple core moving?
One time I pulled open like the trundle bed. There's a trundle bed underneath Sky's bed.
Oh, really?
There was like 5 rotten apple cores down there. Just moldy. Disgusting.
Ugh. Yeah. We find a lot of milk.
Yeah. I've banned milk going to beds.
So Graham is still one that always wants milk all the time.
I just made the switch to water and that's it.
And yeah, he's been drinking a lot more water lately, but like last night he wanted milk. It wasn't an issue, but we've just found so many cups of milk that are basically completely solidified.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh my, the whole thing. Like there's no liquid left in them.
Yeah.
It's all solidified.
Hey, and you know when you take those disgusting cups and you
throw them
like,
directly in the garbage?
you dump them out and like the liquid slowly comes out and makes that
Yeah.
sound
Yes.
in your sink, and then you just put it straight in your dishwasher and it still smells like rotten milk when it comes out of the dishwasher.
Yeah, it won't.
It won't with Bubble Bandit.
Okay. Well, you know what I do with those cups is I just walk over and put them directly in the garbage because I don't ever want to open it or see it again.
1%er right there.
It's just,
We got to reuse them.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't.
I put my
I don't have to reuse
I run my
anything.
dishwasher on heavy cycle and then on Santa rinse and like the hardcore heat.
I
But
do that
it,
with
like,
every single
melts
cycle.
Everything.
It does?
My dishwasher is a piece of crap and it just melts everything.
Oh, mine doesn't melt anything. It does get super hot though.
Yeah.
The Sani rinse is a good one.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough about dishwashers. I just wanted to bring up I don't know, like, comment on this, please, you listeners out there. All of you from Texas. Thank you from Texas and West Virginia and Maryland and all the other states. But I know Maryland's still up there. Thanks, guys. Somebody comment on this and let us know if you have this issue where it smells like fish. Because am I the only one? Maybe I'm the only one. I don't know.
I just solved all your guys' world problems there, so be happy.
You really did. I appreciate that.
Bubble Bandit stock will be up 10 points tomorrow morning.
Yes, we will proudly support you, Bubble Bandit.
I will.
I'm gonna come back and give a review though. Once I get a
Reach out to them, see if they want to sponsor the podcast.
I will. I'm gonna get a potato sack of Bubble Bandit, and I'm gonna see how it works.
Yeah, just make sure you wait for like 3 washes before you start judging.
Okay, I'll give it one solid wash with no dishes in it first, and then because my dishwasher is really not that dirty. It doesn't look like it. It's stainless steel inside. Looks pretty clean. The edges, like where the hinge is of the door, underneath the door where the hinge is kind of dirty. But other than that, it's in pretty good shape. You know, it's only 2 years old.
Got the stainless steel over there.
Oh, yeah. We use the stainless steel in my house, see?
Mine is crappy, and after a year, I've already had to replace the pump. And
It's only a year
the
old.
door won't go all the way down because it's hitting something that I just can't figure out what it's hitting. But it won't go all the way down, and it needs to go all the way down
To
because
get the bottom rack out.
but it won't, and I don't know why. And I'm a very, very mechanically minded person.
Yes.
But I cannot figure why this door won't go out down.
Weird.
I think it's hitting the hinge area is hitting some insulation.
Is it like springy kind of?
Yeah, but I can't remedy this situation.
Well, you just force it down, Chris. You just stand on
It bounces back up.
Really?
Yeah,
So
that reminds me of there was a show a couple years ago. It was a Michael J. Fox show, and it was on a couple years ago. It was centered around like his disease and stuff, and
Yes.
it was
It failed miserably.
I think I ran a couple seasons.
Did it?
Yeah, but I remember the first episode. There's this one scene where he gets like flustered with something, and he sits down on the dishwasher door, and then his kid comes and sits down next to him, and they're just like looking at each other, just like so flustered with life, and then the door just goes douche down to the floor and breaks. And I just remember laughing. My ass
Those
off.
are real life problems. Although
I mean,
I've
who
never
would sit
thought
on a
about sitting.
dishwasher
I've
door?
never thought
That
about
is-
sitting on a
that
dishwasher
is
door.
insanity.
I don't know why anybody would do that. So anyway, Kurg Blaze,
Yes.
he posted a thing on our Facebook page. It was about Dune.
Is this a news section?
Yeah, moving on.
Okay.
I'm done with the dishwasher thing.
Okay.
I mean, did you want to continue with
No.
your Michael J. Fox Bubble Bandit stories?
No.
Okay.
I'm done.
Craig posted this thing on our Facebook page about the Dune hardcover, and they're selling it right now as cheap as he's ever seen it. And I was like, really? How cheap could this be? Can't be that cheap, right?
How cheap is it?
I looked it up, and I clicked on the link, and it was on Amazon. $12 they're selling that book.
Nice.
Hardcover. And I thought, that is pretty cheap.
Did you buy me a copy?
You have the exact same copy already.
I don't have a hardcover.
Yes, you do.
No, I only have a soft cover.
No, I had a hardcover from you that I gave back.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm positive because I saw this cover of a book before. I've had it in my hands, and the only edition that I've read that was of Dune
Okay.
was a hardcover book, and I gave it back to you.
That's really odd because I've never read a hardcover book of Dune. But I have
you
several
sure?
I have several copies of it.
Oh, okay. Because I know I read the hardcover of it, and it was this one, and I wanted it because I liked the cover of it, and so I bought it. Thanks, Craig.
And you're going to give it to me.
And I'm not. You have several copies of Dune. You just
The
said that.
Dune Deluxe Edition is $24 though. Which one is this?
No, it was only for sale. I think it was like a one-day thing. It was a deluxe edition with Neil Gaiman forward,
Bummer.
and that's the one I read. It had a Neil Gaiman forward, and it was from you, because
This is very interesting.
yeah,
I don't think you got it from me then.
it's red and it's got like gold letters that have multiple lines to each letter.
Okay.
So I bought it,
Sweet.
and I'm gonna have it delivered directly to my house because that's what Amazon does.
Sweet. After you finish reading it, I want to read it.
Okay, deal. You've never read Dune before?
Oh yeah, I've read it like 4 times.
Oh, have you? You
But
want to read it again?
wanna read it
I
again.
really do want to read it again.
I wanted
too,
to
because-
watch the other day. There was a video of Frank Herbert at pronouncing all the names.
Is it just audio?
Yeah, it's audio.
Yes,
I
I've
think.
listened to that.
I mean, I haven't listened to it, so.
Oh, I have
So what
listened
is
to
it?
it
Is it
before.
Benny Jesuit?
Yes,
Okay, and it's Muad'Dib.
yes.
Muad'Dib or Muad'Dib?
I think it's Muad'Dib.
Muad'Dib.
I think there is kind of a b at the end.
Baron Harkonnen.
I don't know. Harkonnen.
Harkonnen.
It's Harkonnen. Yes, I remember that. I'd have to listen to it again, but I have listened to that of him pronouncing all of those names because that's a big question when you read Dune is if you're saying these things right. I had a little bit of an internal struggle when I was reading this book because I would like pause to try to pronounce certain things.
Same thing with Game of Thrones. If you read that
And-
without seeing the show,
Yes.
like you don't know what anybody's name is.
Right. It's very hard to do. It is. Gary, my father-in-law, he read the books because I had all of them and I gave them to him. He read all of them before he watched the show. And he told me the same thing. He's like, man, He's like, I love these books. They're so good. He's
I
like,
thought it was area.
I just can't say any of the names. I said, I get it. I understand. Next little tidbit. Mr. Green. He upped his Patreon.
Yes.
Did you know this?
I did know that.
So he upped it. You know why? You know why I think he did this?
Why?
T-shirt.
Yeah. He got a T-shirt. I sent it to him today.
He's getting a T-shirt now.
Hey, by the way,
Did
real quick.
you know? Yeah, that's what I was. Yep. Go ahead. Go for it. Go.
I wasn't going to say that at all.
Oh, you weren't?
I was going to say to Nolan specifically.
Oh, okay.
I put in a request for your size of a shirt because we didn't have a size, so I gave him the next closest size.
Okay.
So if the one you have doesn't fit you, please just give it back, and I will give you the new one. If it fits you, fine.
Deal. I will do that.
And just if it doesn't fit, just hold off because I haven't heard back from the guy, but I think he's going to make one more for us.
Okay. Well, what I was going to say is, did you know we have T-shirts available?
We do have T-shirts.
Brand new
and we've
T-shirt
sold
designs.
some.
And brand new. Oh, yeah. I should probably get some of them from you, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, we have sold some. But we have a brand new T-shirt design and sweatshirts available. I'm not wearing it today. I think I wore it on the last show. Maybe not. But we should put up a Facebook or something post about this.
Yeah, we should
at
do
some
that.
point. But if you're listening to the podcast, reach out. We can get them to you. $20 for a T-shirt. I don't remember what we did for the
We
sweatshirts.
need models. We need some models
We should get some models.
to model the shirts.
That's a good idea. I'll reach out. I know a bunch of them.
We need some strikingly handsome men and some very attractive
Average
women.
Very average. We want all average-looking people.
Yeah, we want to go straight down the middle.
Yeah.
Like, you know how
I'm not going to judge somebody on their looks.
You know
I don't
how-
know if you're superior to others.
when they how they figured out what is attractive? Like scientists, how they figured it out?
It's all like about asymmetrical faces, right?
No, it's about symmetric
faces.
So what they do is they make a computer randomly generate a face from
Yeah.
like thousands of faces,
Okay.
and people will always pick the computer generated and they take thousands of pictures and they average everything and they use it to create an image of a face. And when they show that image with other images of other people most of the time will pick the computer generated face as the most attractive
Because it's the most average.
because it's the most average,
That's incredible.
isn't it?
It really is. So that's what I want. I want the most average people to be a model for our T-shirts.
Well,
One male,
I feel
one
bad
female.
because now if we get a model, they're going to feel like they're average.
That's fine. That's the one we pick. That's the one everybody wants to pick.
Yeah, because average is most attractive, apparently.
Yeah, an average is perfect to me. That's all I'm saying. So, Mr. Green in the conservatory, thank you for
And if you get
upping
your
your
shirt, here's a
Patreon.
fun thing. If you get a shirt from us,
Yeah.
whether it's via Patreon or via ordering it for $20 for a T-shirt, $30 for a sweatshirt.
Yep, holla at your boy.
If you order one, take some pictures of you modeling the shirt and we'll display them.
Absolutely. You will be displayed
Post 'em.
all over the world.
Post them to our wall. That'd be fun.
Please do that. That's a good idea.
We did hear somebody that ordered some shirts. Should we give like a bulk discount? That's something we could do.
Absolutely.
So like if you buy 2 T-shirts, instead of being $20 a piece, they're
15.
15.
That's what we did. Isn't it?
No.
Oh.
We said if you did a sweatshirt and a T-shirt, you could get both for $45.
Yes, we did say that.
Right.
That's a good idea. That's a good thing.
So if you get 2,
By the way, guys, we figure all of this stuff out live on air while we're recording.
all right. Well, anyway, let's not get too complicated. It's $20 for a shirt, $30 for a sweatshirt,
Yep.
$45 if you want both.
There you go. Now we got it. So hit us up if you want one of them shirts.
And they're like fundraiser-y things.
Absolutely. All of this is fundraising to support the podcast, keep us going, and get shit made.
Yeah, the T-shirts cost us like. Should we reveal our wholesale cost on the T-shirts?
$14.
It's like 12 plus tax. I don't know, something.
I threw a number. I don't know. I didn't see it. You did it.
So I mean, we're making like $6-8 on a shirt.
There you go.
There you go.
$6 or $8 a shirt. That's it.
All right.
get very
Or
far.
you can just subscribe on patreon.com/snarfcomics. At the $10 level per month, you will receive all our bonus podcasts, a bunch of other stuff. Plus, for a limited time offer for the next month, let's call it.
Okay. 1 month from today. So
You'll get a special prize if you sign up at the $10 level on top of the T-shirt, which you get.
Right.
Of course. And it's not just one T-shirt. It's every time we make new T-shirts, you just get it.
Right. We just send it to you.
And we're
you get
hoping
it.
to do like 2 shirts a year.
I think that's easy.
Yeah.
We've already got like 2 more designs that are
We have
ready to
another
go.
design ready to go. It'll probably come out late fall.
Yeah.
So if you're subscribed at the $10 level, you're just going to get it
Yep.
automatically. Plus, at the
Also, new stickers. When we make new stickers, you
just
get
get them.
those.
yeah.
Plus, every other thing that we put on Patreon that you don't get on our regular social media, which include extra podcasts, script pages, whatever else we want to put out there, Snarfiokies.
Yeah.
All of that stuff comes out on
We're
Patreon.
a little behind on some bonus episodes. So
Yeah, you know why? I cannot get my computer to load Patreon.
Okay, we're going to work on this tonight.
I don't know why.
So limited time offer. If you subscribe at the $10 level, you'll get a bonus entry gift like as a thank you.
That would be great. We should make mugs,
Well, they're expensive.
coffee mugs. You know,
Okay.
that's what they sound like when you drink out of a coffee
Maybe
mug.
we'll make a tumbler.
Tumblers are expensive, but
Not-
like
not-
a nice
not too
porcelain mug.
Okay, we'll look into it.
Yeah. Okay. For the news, I got some news, Christopher.
I got some as well.
You do? Mm-hmm. You finally have news. You never bring news.
I do have some news.
What's your first one?
Well, Jerry, as
trade
you know,
newses.
entering stage 4 in Illinois and across the country, movie theaters are starting to open.
Is that tomorrow?
Friday,
right?
Yeah, Friday. But movie theaters are starting to open.
Or I guess it'd be today
Yeah.
when you listen to this.
In other states, they've already opened. The problem is there's no new movies to show, really, other than like Trolls, which has been out forever. So there's no movies.
I haven't seen Trolls
all
yet.
these movie theaters have gone back to playing old movies.
They have.
And such as that is the circumstance in the world we live in, the number 1 grossing movie at the box office for the last week has been Jurassic Park.
Like the original?
27 years after it came out, it is the number 1 movie in the country at the box office once again.
Wow.
Yep.
Isn't that incredible?
Yep.
I didn't even know they released it again
Brought
to
in
play.
like over $1 million worldwide
Holy
across the
smokes.
U.S.,
That's
which is nothing.
no,
but-
I mean, no, it's not. But I mean, when you've already made all of your money back, it's $1 million that just went out.
I
to
believe
everyone.
it's the third or fourth time it has been number 1 at the box office. It was re-released in the like 2000s.
I didn't know.
And
this.
it was number 1 in the box office then, and I think it was re-released again in like 2013, and it was number 1 in the box office at that point too. Holy
shit!
And now it's number 1 again.
I tell you what, when you go back, if you guys haven't went back and watched this
Solid movie.
you need to go watch it. It is a very solid
I think
movie.
everybody
and-
has seen it, Jerry.
No, I know they've seen it. I'm saying if you haven't went back and rewatched it, it holds up so well.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
honestly,
could be made today.
the graphics in this movie, the way they
Animatronics
put like actual animatronics and CGI,
and stop motion.
their CGI, their stop motion, all of this mixed together throughout the whole movie really made it. I mean,
I think it was probably one of the biggest game changers for CGI and stuff like that.
absolutely it is. When you know the music plays when they first get to the island.
Na, 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 na,
Yeah.
na, na, na,
And the music plays, and they all stand up after they were. I think they were by a tyrannosaurus, not a tyrannosaurus, a triceratops. Were they by the triceratops first, and then they look up and see all the brontosauruses or the big long neck dinosaurs walking by?
I don't think the brontosaurus is a real thing.
No, it's not. You're right. It's called something else. Brachiosaurus.
I don't even think it's called that.
Whatever, the big long neck ones. You know what I'm talking about. When they turn and you see those walking across that field, that's CGI, all of those dinosaurs. And honestly, I think that looks better than a lot of CGI films that we see nowadays.
Ooh, did you know this? Brontosaurus, the actual name is the Apatosaurus, once known as Brontosaurus. I don't know why they changed the name.
Apatosaurus. Okay.
Something must have happened to Bronto. He must have got like Me Too'd.
Yeah, he probably did.
So
Seriously, me too.
the Brachiosaurus, the Diplodocus, and the Apatosaurus are the long-necked sauropods. Is what they're called.
Oh,
named
well-
after Sauron, the Conqueror.
Yes, absolutely. It was definitely Sauron that named them. Sauron definitely got me too. He was handsy. But anyway, the Apatosaurus is walking across this field, and that CGI, I think, is literally holds up to everything that comes out today.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. Obviously, you have to take into consideration that this is a 1995 movie, but yeah, it's 95, right? Or 94?
I'm not sure.
Thought it came
I
out
think
the same year.
94.
Thought it came out the same year as Forrest Gump, which I thought was 95.
94.
Okay, could be.
93 Jurassic Park came out.
Really?
June 11th, 1993.
I remember it being released. I remember getting it from the Mazan Market because we never went to the actual movie theater like ever. I remember picking it up at the Mazan Market and watching it at home. Gosh, it blows me away.
Yeah, they're all good. I like all of them. I like Jurassic World. The only one I didn't care for was the newest Jurassic
The newest
World,
one, yeah.
Fallen Kingdom.
I agree.
It's terrible. Terrible movie.
Clever girl.
Yeah.
So that was your news. Okay.
Did you ever notice that the guy from Seinfeld that's in it, what's his name?
Yeah, Newman.
I don't remember his real name.
I don't either.
Oh, God. I know his name. Wayne something.
Gretzky.
Yes, that's it.
I
Wayne
knew
Gretzky.
it.
His name, I never knew his last name in the movie. And it's
Nerdman or Nerdy or
it's Nedry.
Nedry.
Or
But
Nedley. Nedley. And if you switch the
Ner-
R and the D, it's Nerdly.
yes, that's why I said Nerdly. Well, the reason I know this is because they just came out with an action figure of his
Yes, I saw
recently.
that.
And they just released it, I think, yesterday.
Dennis Nedry.
And it comes in a Barbasol can, just like those. What was it that they put in
There were
those?
eggs, right?
Eggs, I thought, or DNA.
Baby DNA.
And you unscrew the bottom and can pull it out, and his action figure pulls out of the bottom of this Barbasol can. It's a genius marketing thing. Why they haven't done this before, I don't know.
I don't know, but that guy was such a dick.
He was, but he dies in the greatest way possible.
Wayne Knight, that's his name.
I love how he has to run around and try to hook up a winch, and then he comes back in, and the whole like
The spitter.
thing, yeah, was in the truck.
Yeah.
Great. And that looked awesome. That was an animatronic dinosaur, and it looked amazing. And it spits the tar on his face. I don't know. I like Newman. Newman.
Spitter Dino. What's that guy's name?
Spitter Dino. It's a Velocitosaurus. It's a
Dilophosaurus.
Spitunosaurus.
Anyway,
Okay.
next news. You got more?
Oh, I got.
Oh, I got
Yeah.
more if I'm still going.
I'll go.
Okay, fine.
We'll trade.
Okay.
The Eisner Awards. Have you heard of these before?
Yeah. Will Eisner?
I don't think it's Will Eisner, but it is named after a human being. But the Eisner Awards are a very prestigious award for comics. It's basically the highest award you can get as a comic book writer. They have had to redo all of their voting. They literally were closing their voting this week, and they open it for a few months, and they were closing the voting this week. And for some reason, the website that they were using for their voting platform spontaneously closed their voting window on its own and totaled all the scores on its own for no reason, and they don't know why it happened. So they had to everybody that has either sent in a vote or voted on this platform has to they're being thrown out, and they have to revote for everything all over again. And apparently it's a big deal in the comic book world, and people aren't very happy about it. But they got to redo from scratch now. And now nobody knows if they're an Eisner Award winner until probably August. Big deal.
And if you didn't know, the Eisner Awards were named after Will Eisner.
Is that what you said?
That is what I said.
Oh, all right.
Because I know what I'm talking about, and I know
I didn't know.
everything, Jerry.
That's good for you. I'm glad you're that humble.
They are named in honor of the pioneering writer and artist Will Eisner, who is a regular participant in the award ceremony until his death in 2005.
He is dead.
The nominations in each category are generated by 5 to 6 member juries and then voted on by comic book professionals and presented at San Diego Comic-Con. So it's just like the Academy Awards, basically.
Yeah, it's voted on by your peers. And
the jury consists of 1 comics retailer, 1 librarian, 1 academic researcher, among other comics experts.
Yeah, it's a very high award for
Yeah.
a comic book writer, and that's what you strive to get is an Eisner Award. If you're an Eisner Award winner, that really propels your career big time. I think it's a much bigger deal, honestly, in the comic book world than what the Oscars would be for actors, to be honest. I think it really helps their career like substantially more because you can have Oscar Award winners that go nowhere after that, Academy Award, but yet Eisner Awards will literally sell you more books and get you more deals. And I don't know. I think it's kind of a bigger deal.
You know who the first award was given to for writing? I'm just going to talk about writing now.
For writing?
In 1988 was the first year it came out.
Frank Miller.
Alan Moore for Watchmen.
Alan Moore, okay.
89, Alan Moore for Killing Joke. 91, Neil Gaiman, Sandman. 92, Neil Gaiman. 93, Neil Gaiman. 94, Neil Gaiman. 95, Alan Moore. 96, Alan Moore. 97, Alan Moore.
Holy cow. I mean, didn't they have different categories?
Alan Moore was for From Hell was his later stuff. I never read that.
Because they do Eisner Awards for like best new writer and...
Yeah, I'm just talking about best writer overall. Alan Moore would win again in 2000, 2001 for League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and 2004 and 2006 for Promethea. And
really? I did not know he had this many Eisner Awards.
Neil Gaiman won a bunch. Garth Ennis won for Hitman, Preacher. Brian Michael Bendis has won several times, mostly for Powers. Ed Brubaker has won for
he better have.
Captain America, Criminal, and Daredevil.
Criminal is such a good... It is criminally underrated. Chris, I know you haven't read it because you refuse to read anything.
I have read Criminal.
Not all. No, you haven't.
The first trade, yeah.
You did?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Gosh, I love it so much.
Joe Hill is one for Lock and Key. Brian K. Vaughan is one for Saga. Mark Waid is one for Daredevil and Irredeemable. And in the newest winners, 2016, Jason Aaron won, which we've
Jason
seen
Aaron's
him.
very good. Yes,
he does Southern Bastards, amongst other things like Star Wars. Brian K. Vaughan has won for Paper Girls.
He better have.
Our newest winners for the last 2 years, Tom King won for Batman.
Oh yeah,
and Swamp Thing.
We didn't get to see
in 2019. He won for the Swamp Thing Winter Special.
I absolutely. That's one of my favorite books.
And last year he tied with Marjorie Liu for Monstrous.
Folks, if you haven't read the Winter Special that Tom King wrote for Swamp Thing, just stop everything you're doing right now. Quit your job. Leave your family. I don't know. Whatever you have to do. Get that book and read the one issue that he wrote. It's just 20 pages.
Yeah.
It's relatively short. And there's not much dialogue to it. Read the Winter Special of Swamp Thing. It'll change your life.
Some of the notable artists that have won over the years have been... there have other writing categories. It's a kind of a writing-heavy award.
Absolutely.
They have every different genre of writing.
Will Eisner was a
Comedy,
writer.
Yeah. I think he was an artist too. But
No, he didn't draw a freaking thing, Chris.
Oh,
Don't
sorry.
give any credit to those artists.
Sorry.
To the slums of the art world. I take that back. It's a joke.
Actually, no, I don't know if they have a artist only category. They have writer artist. I'm not really sure, so we're not going to do that.
Okay, next bit of news. Next,
is that me? Is that
it
me?
is.
There has been a little rumor of a movie coming out in the MCU.
Okay.
Think of all the characters that are rife for happening in the MCU that aren't currently happening in the MCU.
Oh, X-Men?
Well, yes. Maybe more specifically. A particular X-Man.
Wolverine versus Hulk?
Correct.
Yes.
This has not been confirmed, but they have said, rumored, a Wolverine versus Hulk movie will be
I've heard
coming
this.
out. There was an animated Wolverine versus Hulk movie.
Was there?
Yep. And then, of course, if you know your comics history, you can look at the introduction of Wolverine, the famous cover of him battling the Hulk.
Yes, which is in part of our logo.
Yes, and part of our logo. You can tell us which one. Which part?
Oh, me?
No, I mean our listeners can tell us.
Oh, okay. I thought you were asking me.
They
I was
can
like, well,
search.
I
and
obviously
figure
know
out.
this.
That might be something to do with 181. I don't know.
I don't know.
It has been claimed by Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios. It's been claimed that Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige are developing a Wolverine versus Hulk movie. Details include that while the comic book fans know Hulk versus Wolverine is always a big thing, the reason the movie had Wolverine listed in the title first is that Marvel Studios still doesn't completely own the rights to the Hulk films.
Right.
But they do own Wolverine following the Disney Fox deal.
I was going to bring that up. So they aren't going to launch anything with Hulk.
It's a standalone. They can't.
Yeah, because they can't. So they have
Universal
to launch.
still owns the Hulk.
They have to launch basically Wolverine movies or X-Men movies from that movie on.
As long as they have another character as the primary character in the movie, such as Thor Ragnarok, not being called Planet Hulk and Hulk being second tier to Thor, that is why. According to the rumor,
Isn't that bullshit?
Which comes from Mikey Sutton
Mikey.
on Facebook.
Hey, what up, Mikey?
The Hulk that will be featured in Wolverine vs. Hulk will be based on the current iteration from the hugely popular Immortal Hulk comic series.
Yeah, that's what I was also going to bring up. They're going to use Immortal Hulk for that movie.
This is
which is different. He's a different size. I was looking at a size chart of Hulk today, just randomly. Don't ask me why. This is the things I do. But apparently, the Hulk has changed over the years to multiple different sizes. So the original Hulk was 6'6", 6 foot 6 inches tall. And then there was Savage Hulk, which was the baby type, dumb, just smash everything type Hulk. He was 7'5" or 7'6". And then the Lou Ferrigno Hulk was 6'5". The MCU Hulk was around 8'8". They're judging that just by him standing in frames next to certain people like Thor, who is 6'3", and they were judging it off of that, saying he's 8 foot 8 inches tall. And then in the Incredible Hulk movie, the first one with Eric Bana,
I believe it was just called Hulk by Ang Lee.
Ang Lee, yes. So in his movie, that's the only iteration where he's changed sizes as he got madder. So he first started out at 9 feet. Then the next time you see him, when he's starting to get hit by a bunch of artillery and gunshots and stuff from the army, he bumps up to 12 feet tall. And then the final iteration when he's fighting Abomination? Abomination, I think.
That maybe is from Incredible Hulk. I can't remember.
It is. That's the other one with that one guy that was from Fight Club.
Yeah.
Edward Norton.
Yeah.
That's Abomination. But the last time you see him in the first Incredible Hulk movie, he goes up to 15 feet tall. But then the one where Edward Norton's in it, he's 9 foot.
Okay. Well,
anyway, I don't know how I got into that, but I started getting into it.
This is the Immortal Hulk comic series, which I've never read, is more horror oriented with roots from the early comics. So something to look forward to 3 to 4 years off in the future, potentially, if Mikey Sutton is correct.
Hey, yo, Mikey, say hello to your mother for me. Huh? Anywho. Don't you think that's kind of small for Hulk? Even being 7 foot tall? Immortal Hulk was 7'6".
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like that's small for a Hulk.
It's
there are
probably
people
more
that
believable,
size.
Though.
Well, so when I was reading this article and looking at the height sizes, they were saying they want to keep him more human-like than being alienish because it's stemming from a human. So
Immortal Hulk is 9 feet tall. Yeah, 2,000 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's kind of 9 feet's getting up
big.
there, but being 6'6", 6'5", 7 foot even is relatively small for a Hulk.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but We'll see.
I don't know. I think it is. Joe Hill. You know that guy?
I do. We just talked about him. He won an Eisner Award.
He has.
For Lock and Key. And he's also Stephen King's son.
And he is. He is Joe Hill King. He took his mother's last name as his middle name.
He said hello to his mother.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, say hello to your mother for me. Joe Hill. Do you know a guy? There's another guy that writes books. His name is Neil Gaiman. Do you know him?
Mm-hmm. Sandman.
Exactly. This is where I'm going, Chris. Joe Hill is writing. That's not Sandman.
Is that Enter Sandman? Metallica?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. I think I'd know that. Joe Hill writes a book called Lock and Key, and he is doing a crossover with the Sandman universe for his next iteration of Lock and Key. And so it says in this article that I read, it said Hill confirmed that his and Rodriguez's next Lock and Key story, In Pale Battalions Go, that's what it's called, will lead into Sandman universe crossover. And this is what he says. This is what Joe Hill said. There's a new Lock and Key story coming out called Lock and Key in the Pale Battalion Go about World War I. I think the first issue of that comes out in August. There's 3 issues in all, and it sets off the Lock and Key / Sandman crossover, which is called Hell and Gone.
Nice.
I am excited about that.
It makes sense for those worlds to cross over.
Absolutely it does. And apparently a lot of people had assumed this was going to happen at some point. Even when the first issues of this book came out, they assumed it would cross over with Sandman. I had no idea. But I think this would be incredible because Sandman is a real good book.
Yeah, that's another one everybody should check out. That's one if you like, I want to say horror. Emo? No, not emo.
It's kind of emo.
Not emo. That's like goth.
Yeah, it's like
dark.
Yes, dark gothic But
forces.
don't let that turn you away from it if you aren't into that kind of stuff. The story there is very, very good. It is relatively dark, but it's so intriguing. Everything pulls you in. You want to know more about what's going on.
That is one, if you like that kind of genre, anything darker on the darker edge, you really like that. I'm thinking about that because I know other people that don't read comics necessarily, but fantasy. If you like fantasy, you probably like Saga. If you like horror, you might like Lock and Key or Sandman. If you like adventure, you might like Mark Waid's Daredevil run.
Paper Girls.
Or Paper Girls. So anyway, that's a good one if you like the darker impulses.
I do.
Yeah.
I do like those. Very much so. I like the darker stuff.
Is Sandman, it's not horror or dark. Maybe it is more like fantasy. Mythological, mythological.
Yeah.
I would call it like that.
It's very hard to pinpoint this book, apparently, but it's very good.
Okay, well, they say on here that it blends mythology, history, and a horror setting within the DC universe.
Okay.
So, check it out. Oh, it's my turn again.
Absolutely. It's your turn, yeah.
Real quick on this one, I put something on Facebook, but it caught my eye. Disney has come out and kind of started to make the roadmap for the next batch of Star Wars movies. Mm-hmm. The plan right now, according to the reports out now, is that Disney's next batch of Star Wars movies will start in 2022. With that trilogy being every 2-year release, 2022, 2024, 2026. And the idea is that they will be releasing one a year, similar to how they did earlier in this release. So assuming that they would do standalone movies in the interim years, like they did with Solo and Rogue One.
I think that's a good idea.
So like a 5 movie, and then the idea is that they'll all kind of work together to build towards a Infinity War saga ending,
really,
like Marvel Cinematic Universe did.
I don't think you can go wrong with that.
We'll see.
I guess if the stories suck, then you can go wrong.
They'll also be alternating with Avatar sequels, the first of which will arrive in 2021. Possibly everything's delayed a year now, but I would guess.
I tell you what, I saw some still images of this is the first ever done mocap suit done underwater. So they did motion caption underwater for the Avatar movie.
Oh, so now instead of cat people, they got like fish people.
Maybe. I don't know. It looked like a cool...
They're like, oh,
It was
now the humans are killing the oceans.
Yes. It's all about microplastics.
Microplastics. They're mining
mining.
unobtainium underwater, and now we need the Dances with Wolves story to tell about
Underwater.
how the white saviors come in and
No,
integrate
this one will
themselves
be-
with the native population and save them from.
This will be more of a Swiss Family Robinson type movie.
It's not a very politically correct message, that movie, to be sending these days in this really in this world of offense taken.
Oh my God.
I don't know if the story of Avatar plays very well.
I don't know. James Cameron pulls it off.
I mean, it's
somehow.
the same problem that Dances with Wolves had, right?
At the time, was it a problem?
I mean, I don't think at the time, but I think history remembers it as a white savior movie, and people have a problem with that.
I could see that being a problem now. But
It's been a criticism of the film
I still think it's a good
and that
movie.
genre of film.
Well, Kevin Costner is a national treasure, so
I mean, does it have to be a white savior? Can't it just be a Kevin Costner savior?
absolutely.
I mean, why do we have to single out?
We
race?
don't. You did. We don't have to.
So maybe if Kevin Costner can be the one doing the saving.
I think Kevin Costner needs to get involved with these Avatar movies and save everyone
Yeah.
because he came from the Field of Dreams, or he built the Field of Dreams.
Or the one guy,
He
Sam
also-
Rockwell. We can do him too.
Ooh, he's a very good guy. I feel like, except for when he plays a bad guy. But either way, he does that well.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner also has gills. I don't know if you remember
Behind
that.
his ears.
Yeah, right behind his ears, and he can piss into a coffee maker and make pure water.
It's amazing.
Oh man, he's a genius. Elizabeth Banks, she is an actress.
Oh,
but
did I say I was done?
I thought you were done.
Well, I was going to tell you a little more details about it.
Okay, forget about what I said then.
Yeah. Elizabeth Banks, not important.
Ooh, this one's important.
The first phase of Disney era is over, Jerry, as I said.
It is?
It's known that the next film will be released in 2022, but what about that? Ever since 2015, the studio has been dropping one movie per year. Sources close to WGTC are saying that Disney will start putting out one Star Wars movie a year again from 2022 onwards, and they have been told that they will have a stronger plan and a better hold on the bigger picture than they did with the sequel trilogy, which has famously was made up as it went along.
Well, of course they're gonna say that.
And they will be more successful this time.
Right. I would also say that about the movies I'm going to put out in the future.
So there could be some interplay between Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan,
There should be.
because we all know that's a show coming on Disney
Yes.
Plus. Plus, there's a whole. It's safe to assume they're going to be using the Mandalorian, Dave Filoni, Star Wars Rebels model
Yeah.
going forward.
Which is the only way to go at this point.
Yeah.
You have to go that way.
So that's all I got. That's it on that.
I think that's smart.
They also have the Rogue One spin-off series with Cassian Andor.
Yes.
We always forget about that one.
So do you think part of this launch sequence that they're talking about right now, like going out to 2022 as releasing their first movie, is in response to like the whole COVID thing? Do you think that maybe they were going to release something in 2021 and decided let's push it back a whole nother year
I don't think so.
and just act like it was going to be that way because it's smarter to do?
No, I think that they're probably targeting that to begin
You
with.
think
They
so?
got to let it rest a little bit.
I agree with you, but I mean, it was still letting it rest for a couple of years.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know either.
I don't
but-
want to wait till 2022, but
I don't either, but I do think it's a good move because everything should hopefully be like calmed down a little bit with the virus stuff. You never know.
maybe not.
It's not an election year, so
Might be done with. Might be all over by then.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like it will be all over.
I
by
mean,
then.
the world.
Oh well, I don't believe that, but it could be, I guess. Elizabeth Banks.
Oh, her.
She's a girl.
The producer of the Hunger Games.
Yes, and also that one
I don't know if that's right.
singing movie.
Pitch Perfect.
Yes, she did.
She's a
all the-
very, very, very
Pitch Per-
big producer
She is
and actor.
So she is set to star as a one Miss Frizzle.
Oh.
in the live action Magic School Bus
Well, I don't need that.
that Disney's doing. Honestly, I'm excited about it.
Really?
I loved the Magic School
I
Bus
was
as a kid.
not neither here nor there on it.
PBS is where it's at.
I know she could solve this whole COVID situation real quick.
Absolutely. You get in the Magic School Bus, you get inside that virus, and you explode it.
Bang, bang,
Boom, done.
done.
So she's going to be Miss Frizzle. And guess what? She's producing that movie. She is one of the producers of the movie. But yeah, she's involved with it. I thought that was neat. I found the Magic School Bus on, I believe it's called Noggin.
Yeah.
There's an app. And I was trying to force my
And you
children to
can't
watch it.
Use that app without them somehow getting $4.99 from you, and then like 2 months later, you're like, "Why is there a $4.99 charge?" Noggin.
Yes. I literally just canceled it, and like the boys know how to get stuff, like, because on Amazon Fire Stick, it's very easy to click on any app and it says start a free trial, and they just click on it right
you
away.
can put a password on it, but yeah.
You can?
Yeah, Jerry. It's called parental settings.
Oh, I've never looked into that. I really need to do that.
After like the 20th movie that my children bought, and I'm like, I need to stop emailing Amazon and asking them for refunds.
Yeah, my mom will do it too. My mom will be at the house and just be like, yeah, well, we'll get that. We'll get that. Oh, you want to watch that? Sure, let's get that app. Free trial for 7 days, and I won't tell anybody about it.
Yeah.
But I do get the emails, but I don't get the email until they charge you.
Yeah.
And so I get charged from all these
There's a
free
reason
apps.
for that, Jerry.
A reason for what?
They make it tricky on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
They want your money.
And they get it from me constantly. So
Keep
I
me
literally
that
just
money.
I just canceled Noggin recently, but I was trying to make them watch Magic School Bus on there, and they weren't interested. But I'm gonna also force this live action movie on them because I feel like Elizabeth Banks can pull it off.
Not interested. Next.
I am interested.
Let's speed it up because we got a lot of what you're watching.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more news.
Oh my god!
things to
Okay,
talk about.
I only got one more left to talk about,
Good.
and that is Mr. Michael Keaton.
Oh, well, take one of those stories off of
Is
my.
rumored to be returning in the Batsuit
Yeah, I'm Batman.
in Ezra Miller's latest Flash movie,
Here's the reason.
which is also rumored.
Exactly. So here's the reason why I didn't post this to our social media. I saw it right away. I was getting ready to share it on Snarf Comics.
And you, like the rest of us, thought, didn't he just get into a bunch of trouble?
Did he?
Yeah, he did get into a bunch of trouble.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
About what?
He beat somebody up on the street.
I mean, it's Batman. He deserved it.
No, Ezra Miller beat somebody up.
Oh yeah, Ezra Miller
He
is
choked
definitely
a woman.
Yeah, he's a dirtbag. Sounds like he was drunk
He choked a woman on video
in Ireland,
in Iceland.
Iceland.
Yeah. It was a confusing video, though.
Yeah, and it was made to make him look bad. I think
Yeah. So anyway, apparently he's still going to be, and it's a Flashpoint movie, right?
it is a Flashpoint movie.
So
That's
they're
what
going
they're
to
saying.
reset the DC universe.
This has been
Smart.
They've went through like 5 or 6 different writers. Ezra Miller himself has said, I'm writing this and this is what we're going to do.
Please don't let him do that.
Yeah,
We have no reason to believe he can do that effectively.
correct.
Why don't you just hire whoever wrote that comic?
I agree with you. Anyway, what I was going to say is the whole reason I didn't post this is because the Flash movie itself is still like up in the air whether it's actually going to happen. And then once you read the article about them saying Michael Keaton's going to be Batman again, it's literally just the beginning of talking to him and saying, like, figuring out if he can be in this movie or not.
But it totally makes sense for him to do
It
that.
absolutely does make sense. He could be Thomas Wayne in the whole Flashpoint. He could be the father. He could be Batman. Like, it all works out.
Yeah.
But we're a little ahead of the game here.
Is it Flashpoint where Thomas Wayne is Batman and
Yes.
he uses guns
Yes.
and he kills people?
Yes.
Spoilers.
Awesome.
Jeff Johns wrote Flashpoint, and he is also like, isn't he like the head of DC?
DC, yeah.
Like the studio. He has some high end
Yeah, he's up there.
position. I think he is like the Kevin Feige of the DC universe.
Correct. He was, but I thought he stepped down.
He might have.
He was for a little while, and I think he stepped down because Jim Lee's the head of like the creative
Yes,
division.
I know that, but I don't think
But
Jim
for
Lee's
comic books.
Yeah, for comic books, right?
Anyway, so I'm kind of skeptical on that. Like, let's hold off on getting really excited about Michael Keaton being Batman again. I just, it's a report, and that's all it is.
He did step down in 2008 as the head of DC Entertainment to open his production company, Mad Ghost Productions, focusing on writing and producing film, television, comic book series, titles based on DC properties. So the same thing.
So right before I heard this news article about Michael Keaton, I had read an article that Tom Holland did an interview.
Tom Holland.
Yes, Tom Holland. He has a perfect American accent.
Yes, and he's also from Holland.
He's actually not. He's, I believe he's a...
He's from London.
London,
all right.
All right. That was like your Dick Van Dyke chimney sweep voice. Like real bad English accent.
Get over sweep the chimneys. All right.
Mary Poppins. Anyway.
Harry Potter.
Okay. Anywho. Tom Holland was doing an interview, and he was saying that during Spider-Man Homecoming, all of his scenes with Michael Keaton, especially when they were fighting, he said they had some fight scenes, and Michael Keaton would always end the scene with, "I'm Batman." He said, and I couldn't hold it together. I kept laughing, and it took me forever. He said, and he never stopped saying it. Through the whole production, he kept saying it, and finally it got old enough to where I didn't laugh anymore. Yeah. He's like, but he ruined so many scenes.
And Tom Holland was like, well, I've never seen that movie because I wasn't alive.
Right, I wasn't alive until 2002. Anyway, that was my little tidbit of story. Splash Mountain, it's changing, bud.
Yeah.
Did you hear this?
Yes.
Changing to the old Princess and the Frog theme.
Yeah.
So apparently that's been in the works for quite a while, but they finally just released it and said, we are doing
They're like,
this.
well, this is fortunate. Yeah. It's been a fortunate turn of events.
I guess we waited till the right time.
Here's my thing on this. Okay. I know there's a lot of people in support of it online. There's a lot of people that are saying like, rah, 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 shaking their head.
It makes no difference.
Here's
to
the
me.
thing. I have been to Disney World several times, probably like 4 times.
About 100.
Never rode
1%.
Never rode Splash Mountain because we always went in the winter and it's always closed.
You've never rode Splash Mountain?
Listen, let me finish my story, Jerry.
Oh my god!
But last time we went,
this gay.
Or 2 times we went ago when we went with Beerus's, maybe. Anyway, we went later in March over spring break time, and I did ride it. And that was the first time I ever rode it.
Yeah.
And it's an awesome ride.
Incredible.
It's so fun, and it's long. It's like a 25-minute long ride, first off. I thought it was just the long...
It's 25
it is.
minutes.
Yes, it's a long ride. I know because I have touring plans, and I schedule my trips.
Okay.
I rode it when I was a little kid, all right? In 5th grade, I think. The only time we ever went when I was a kid.
Scared you.
And I just thought it was the drop. I didn't remember any of the pre-stuff. But most of the ride is like riding
It's
around
all built up
in this like briar patch. And anyway, so this new time, so I knew nothing about it because I didn't remember it. This last time that we rode it, I'm riding around in that thing, and I'm like, I don't know what is going on here. Who any of these characters are. Briar Rabbit, Briar Bear, Briar Patch. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And then you go into the gift shop when you get off, and there's like a little gift shop, and you can buy like the Briar Rabbit and stuff. I'm like,
Briar
what
bitch.
is this? What is this from?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anything
I
about it.
have no idea.
And then I researched it because I'm like, I don't know what this is based off of. I thought it was just an original content.
Probably computer wore tennis shoes.
No, it was based off of the movie Song of the South, which is a banned Disney movie.
It is.
Which was like...
Song of the South. Sweet potato pie and I shut my mouth. Gone with the wind.
Ain't on nobody, HBO anymore.
Ain't nobody coming back again.
No, so they banned Song of the South a long time ago. I've never seen it, I don't think. Because it had apparently like racist stuff in it. I don't know.
Well, Disney obviously ate some sweet potato pie and they had to shut their mouth about it.
But that's what the movie's based off of. Those characters are in that movie, Song of the South. Also the song Zippity Doo Dah, which I do remember from when I was a kid.
Zippity Doo Dah.
Or is that the right one?
Zippity.
One of those songs.
My, oh my, what a wonderful day.
So anyway, after writing that, I'm like, well, this is... And after finding all of it, I'm like, well, this is dumb. Why don't they redo this based on a newer movie that people actually know what the hell it's about? And that's what they're doing.
In comes
Princess and the Frog.
Princess and the Frog.
And I actually think that's great because the theme of Princess and the Frog being on the bayou and stuff makes complete sense for the ride because you're going around like you could just make it look like a swamp.
I'm in a swamp.
And a lot of it's inside, so you can make it dark and swampy, and you can do the crocodiles playing the trumpet like.
Yeah. I'm a crocodile.
I'm not a huge fan of Princess and the Frog. I think
not
it's
a good movie.
Pretty bad movie.
It's not a good movie.
But if you need something that's based on riding around in a river, it's a good one.
I just think it's crazy that they make a kids movie involved with like black magic and voodoo. Like, don't you think that's weird for a little kid movie?
I don't know, but it makes sense for the ride. I don't know any other. They got enough Little Mermaid stuff, so I don't know any water-based Disney movies that you can do.
Well, there is
a lot of that movie, Princess and the Frog. They're riding around on logs in a river.
No, you're right. They really are. I mean, they do in Pocahontas though too.
Yeah, I don't even remember that movie. I don't think I've ever seen it.
I doubt they're going to make a Pocahontas.
Have you ever seen the wolf cry to the blue corn moon? Or ask the grinning bobcat why he grins?
John Smith.
Can you sing with all the colors
Oh, yeah.
of the mountain?
No, all the
Can
colors.
you paint with all the colors of the wind?
Oh, man, that's so good. That's good. That's such a good rendition.
Yeah, why don't they? They should have done Pocahontas.
Yeah, it's a way better movie.
But it's old.
Who cares?
Little kids don't know that movie. It's old.
Nobody cares about little kids, Chris. They care about our age people.
Princess and the Frog is new. It's more in the cultural zeitgeist.
It's like 2005, right?
Nah, it's got to be newer than that.
Is it new? I don't care.
And Princess Tiana's all over Disney World.
Yeah, for
She's
sure.
one of the Disney princesses. You can't go meet Well, actually, you can meet Pocahontas, but she isn't in the Princess Fairy Hall.
Really?
You can go meet Cinderella and Tiana in one room, and you can go meet Rapunzel and Elena, the Princess of Avalor, in the other room.
Well, that's...
Talk about another irrelevant character. Why are they doing Elena of Avalor?
Elena of Avalor.
Yeah, it was a Disney show on Disney Junior.
Don't know. Didn't even know that one. Don't even know who she is.
It ran for like 2 years, but you go meet her in the main hall.
Well, that's
Doesn't
stupid.
make any sense.
Bring Pocahontas
Yeah, bring
up there.
Pocahontas. Mulan. Give me a Mulan.
I'd love to have a Mulan. I'd love to watch that movie.
Yeah.
When's that ever coming out?
They could do a Mulan scene in Splash Mountain,
Yeah.
but it's just the part where they're all bathing.
Yes, and singing, I'll make a man out of you.
Yeah, that's culturally relevant, right?
Yes, absolutely. I think that would go over real well. I'll make a man out of you. That was Donny Osmond.
And they changed it in the new Mulan that's coming out. They changed it because it was sexist.
Well, I mean, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly.
Right.
But it's also like relevant to the story because she's literally trying to change into a man because
sometimes things can be things that you don't like, but also make sense in the context of a story.
yeah, you're right, Chris. Say hello to your mother for me.
All right.
Twister, the movie Twister about tornadoes,
The movie where Helen Hunt
shows her
eats
breasts,
pancakes and biscuits and gravy in some old lady's kitchen.
No, she really does. It's a great scene.
And they all are jumping all over top of each other, throwing flapjacks on each other.
So Sean, a Patreon subscriber, Sean, good friend of mine, has he sent me that scene one just recently. I don't remember why.
Eggs! We got the eggs! Oh, we're scrapping them up in the pan!
Was it him or was it on a text message that you were involved with? Maybe David sent it to us.
I don't remember.
It was either David or Sean, but they sent us that scene from Twister.
I think it was David.
And it was hilarious.
David, yeah. It is the worst scene.
It's so funny.
So bad.
Anyway, Twister's a very good movie, but apparently they're doing a reboot / reimagining of Twister, and it's in talks. They're making another movie about it.
I mean, do you really have to reboot or reimagine a movie about a tornado?
Guess what? That's all they do anymore.
But you could just be like, yeah, we're making another tornado movie.
Yeah.
It's not a reboot. It's not a reimagining. It's just another tornado
No,
movie.
you got to tie yourself to the original that everybody
You gotta
loves.
tie yourself to that thing with the belt, where the barn gets ripped away.
Yes. If you tie yourself with a belt to a steel post, you will survive any tornado.
Nothing will hit you.
F5. It's an F5. Get your belts out.
But yeah, no, the reboot's going to have Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton in it again.
Is that what they said? I didn't know that. I
think
think,
he's dead.
you made that up.
I think Bill Paxton died.
Did he?
Yeah.
He did. Heart attack early in his life.
It was so good.
Couple years ago.
Yep, he had a stroke
I always worry about strokes. I don't know why.
because you have high blood pressure.
Yeah, that is. I guess
That's
that
exactly
would
why.
be. I mean, it's controlled.
Bill Paxton, Twister, died 61 years old.
He was older than I thought.
Anyway, he was also in Aliens, just by the way.
Yeah, he was.
And Titanic, and Apollo 13, and Weird Science, and Edge of Tomorrow, and The Terminator.
Henry Cavill. He's another
Ooh.
actor. This is not really like a real news story, I guess, but it just makes me kind of happy because I agree with it. He said he put out a statement and said he never wants to stop playing Superman.
That's what I
Never.
need to hear. That's what I want to hear.
I do too. And
It's
you
like,
know why?
hey, where's your bread buttered, man?
Fucking Superman.
I mean, Geralt,
well, yeah, he's gonna get a lot from that.
he's an awesome Witcher. I actually think he's a better Witcher than he is Superman.
I think he's a perfect Superman.
He's a very
though.
good Superman.
In no way is he a bad Superman. The only reason why people hate on him is because of the whole mustache, like editing stuff from
The only bad thing
that.
about
He's not a bad Superman. He's
him
awesome.
is just Brandon Routh is so much better.
Okay. I don't think he was bad. I didn't think he was bad at the time until Henry Cavill came along, and then I was like, ooh, he's a little bit better than you. And he's not even American. He's also an Englishman. All right, all right, all right.
But he's got a proper British accent.
He does, but he's also American in the movies.
Yes.
All right, all right, all right. Scream 5.
Don't even.
It is
I don't-
officially going to happen.
Don't care.
Spyglass and Paramount Pictures are putting together a Scream 5. Can you believe that?
Is Courtney Cox and David Arquette in it?
They haven't put anybody on the film yet. They better be though. Wouldn't that be awesome? They were married.
Yeah, it's gonna be somebody. It's gonna be young. It'll be targeting a younger audience.
It's going to be that lady I don't really care for. She was in
Nev Campbell.
No, she's always acted a little bit off. A little bit like, there's something wrong with her. She was in, not Step Brothers, but Old School, where they say, I'm here for the gangbang. And she's like, what does she say? Oh, gosh, I wish I could remember her name.
The one that plays his wife.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the guy's wife.
I know who you're talking about.
What's her name?
I don't know.
Where she's like,
I always
I
know.
didn't mean to.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, you did.
Why am I thinking of Juliette Lewis? But it's
Yes. No, that's her, Juliette Lewis.
not. Oh, it is Juliette Lewis. Yeah.
There's something wrong with her, right?
Can't stand her.
You need to put her in a Scream movie and just like kill her off right away.
They've got some cast out. Nev Campbell
For Scream 5?
is returning.
I guess I didn't read into
as
it.
Sydney.
Sadie?
Sydney. She was Sydney.
Oh, Sydney.
David Arquette is back.
He needs to get a good movie
That's
in.
all they got.
Perfect. It's a perfect
I
movie.
mean, no way you can do a repeat performance of the likes of Eight-Legged Freaks.
You're right. What a great film that was. All right, my last news article that I have. Last one. This is it.
Okay.
A one Mr. Joel Schumacher
Yes.
passed away.
I heard that.
I did not know he was 80 years old.
Yeah, I didn't either. I wouldn't have thought that.
I thought Joel Schumacher was a young director when he did Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He was not. He was obviously not a child.
He was born in 1939.
Unbelievable. He was going to turn 81 this year.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible. But along with this, so the man passed away. People were praising his work and whatnot. And the singer Seal, you know Seal?
Yeah.
He had a little song called Kissed by a Rose.
Rose again, and to believe Do with me. My heart. Baby, I want to hear about our kiss sparrows all the time. I stayed in a condo that was above his condo. I told you
that story on this podcast. And that's because of the Pritzker family.
Yeah. Did he die?
No.
Oh.
No, Joel Schumacher did.
What does that have to do with Seal?
Well, I'm going to tell you. You didn't let me finish. You broke out in song.
Because didn't he do the soundtrack for...
Can I finish?
I don't want you to.
Seal, well, Joel Schumacher called him and said, do you have a song available for this movie, Batman, that I'm doing? He's like, no, I don't really have anything ready. But his manager ended up sending him Kiss by a Rose from his previous album that nobody listened to or heard of. And he said, I love it. I love everything about it. It will work perfectly tying into the next movie. And he's like, I'm going to use it as my post-credit scene, or my credits song. And Seal is crediting Joel Schumacher as saying he owes a large part of his career to him.
The only part of his career.
Yeah.
And does anybody know another Seal song?
He launched his career and that song because of that Batman movie, and said, I owe everything to him. And in the year following that movie's release, he ended up getting multiple Grammy Awards for Best Artist, Best Album, Best Song, like all of these things. And from there on out, he ended up marrying Heidi Klum, and, you know.
The rest is history.
The rest is in print, boys.
Well, that's good. I forgot that song was in that movie, but yeah. So you want to hear some other Joel Schumacher movies that you might have forgotten about?
I haven't forgotten about any of them.
The Wiz. He wrote The Wiz.
I didn't know that.
Is that weird?
Wow, that is something.
He directed St. Elmo's Fire and wrote it. Mm-hmm. The Lost Boys he directed.
I knew The Lost Boys.
I love The Lost Boys.
That's a very good movie.
Flatliners. He did that one. The Client. Batman Forever, of course.
Yep.
Batman and Robin, the best one of the series.
Absolutely.
A fun movie called 8mm. That was a good movie. Nicolas Cage.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Tigerland. I love that movie with Colin Farrell. It's one of my favorites. Love that movie.
I don't know if I've seen it.
Oh, great movie. Phone Booth. He did.
Oh, that's the one where there's like a sharpshooter guy, and there's like a sniper that is on a guy in the phone booth, and he has to try to figure out things from the phone booth.
Yeah, Colin Farrell in that one too.
Yep.
He did The Number 23.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
That's a decent movie. It's kind of weird.
And that's about it. Kind of fizzled out after that.
I mean, if I had those movies in my career,
Hey, man.
I would be like, yep, that's what I've done.
There's tons of other ones, don't get me wrong. They're not as noteworthy.
Write me the check.
There's other ones I've heard of, but
Write me the check. That's what I'd say, you know.
he likes to make movies based on song titles, apparently, because he did a movie called, well, that's not a song title, Bad Company. I guess
Yes,
that's a
it
band.
is. No, but it's also a song title.
Okay.
Bad Company by Bad Company.
Okay. That was Chris Rock and Anthony Hopkins. I forgot about that movie.
Bad Company.
He also did Man in the Mirror.
I can't deny.
No, don't come out the man in the mirror.
That's all I know.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Michael Jackson.
God, he is good. I've been
He
listening
really
to
is
Michael Jackson.
very good.
I listen to him sometimes on my Google Home device. And I just get like a Michael Jackson thing
No
going
joke, dude. That man could sing. I've watched videos of him. I watched a video of him just singing his part in We Are the World. And he literally sang his part. I've talked about this on the podcast before, actually. But he sang his part like 40 times in a row. They just kept recording it. And every time was just as perfect as the time before. I mean, it was flawless singing the entire time. And it was just him standing in the middle of this empty room with a microphone in front of him. He had like one headphone, you know, like on one ear, like they do. Singers do that. And he held it, and they're like, okay, and go. And he'd sing his line, like a couple lines, sing it all. And then they'd be like, all right, stop. Like, all right, Michael, could you do that one more time? And he'd sing it all again right away. That's incredibly hard.
Yeah.
You guys don't know how hard we work at these snarfiokies. I know they kind of sound funny. It is hard to sing. It's hard to sing well. It's hard to record
it's
yourself
hard for you
well.
to sing well.
It is. Absolutely. You're right. I'm not a good singer. And it is hard to record that well and to get on pitch and tone and all this kind of stuff. And he just did it flawlessly every single time.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
He also composed a lot of his songs, all the different parts, but he didn't play any instruments, so we did it all vocally.
That's pretty
I mean,
amazing.
at least that's what they say. I don't know.
That's what they say. Those are the stories.
All right, is that it for the news?
That's all I got.
I got someone I'm watching more than you, so I want to get moving on
Get
that.
after it.
Why don't you do yours first, unless it's something big?
It's one of the same ones that you have,
Oh,
and you told me to watch it.
which one? We can talk about it because...
Artemis Fowl.
Oh, okay, that's one of mine too. Artemis Fowl.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Disney movie.
Minor spoilers if you care. But it is a Disney movie on Disney Plus based on a very popular YA book series that I never heard of and never read.
Correct,
Never heard of until the movie.
But after reading about the YA novel or book series, I was kind of intrigued. I was like, man, this sounds kind of interesting. The books sound kind of interesting. I think it would be made into a good movie.
I always look for stuff that I can watch with my kids. Mm-hmm. Most
nice
of the
of
stuff
you.
I watch, I can't watch around my children.
Right. Me
So in the hours before I get time to watch stuff after they go to bed, it's nice to be able to watch something with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a movie with your kid, actually, the other day.
What movie?
Playing with Fire.
Playing with Fire.
John Cena, Keegan Michael Key.
Grady loves John Cena.
Oh, yes, he does. I heard all about it.
He loves
They're
John
like
Cena.
smoke jumpers, firefighters, and they
Oh, okay.
rescue some kids, and then they have to take care of their kids.
Did he like it?
I think the kids liked it, yeah. It wasn't a very good movie, but it wasn't as bad as the reviews for it were, which I was surprised for. It actually was kind of funny if you like slapstick comedy kids movie.
I can go for that.
In the vein of like some of the early rock movies.
They don't bother me.
Anyway, beside the point. So that's why I wanted to watch Artemis Fowl. I was kind of excited about it, even though we heard obviously terrible reviews. We talked about it.
We heard
I think
about those.
Forbes called it a movie most foul.
It did. Yeah, it said that.
So, given all of that, what was your reaction to the Artemis Fowl movie?
I was excited about this. I turned it on. You had told me about it the night that I dropped Grady off at the house. You're like, you need to watch Artemis Fowl. Okay. So I think it was the next night. No, I think it was that night I started watching it, finished it the next night. But why I ever went back to finish this, I don't know. The first half of this movie is just, well, not the first half. The whole movie is just a jumbled mess.
Yeah.
Garbage heap pile of a movie.
No cohesive plot.
Not a single ounce of
No likable character. Terrible acting.
every ounce of it. Colin Farrell's in this movie.
Barely. Yeah.
I mean, in the beginning,
Yeah.
and I saw his face, and I was like, "Huh,
oh, and
this-
Josh Gad. You're like, oh, Josh
this
Gad's
could be
in
something."
this?
Oh, the freaking what's that guy's name from Harry Potter?
I don't know.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Rubius Hagrid?
Hagrid. It's like a freaking Hagrid ripoff
Oh,
of
for
that
sure.
dude,
In a weird...
and he tries to talk like
I
him.
can't get over how...
His terrible voice.
You have Josh Gad, who's a phenomenal actor.
He's very good.
Phenomenal. And an amazing singer, great comedic actor,
Yes.
improviser and all that. Has a naturally higher voice.
And you're gonna try to make him speak really low
You gotta make him speak
and
like...
a rough voice, like
Batman.
he's a tough guy.
Yeah.
He's not a tough guy. Make him whoever you want him to be. Don't dress him in rags and have long hair and a big beard and try to make him something he can't play.
Yeah.
He cannot play that character.
I mean, the other gravelly, terrible voice was Dame Judi Dench.
Yes.
Oh, my
What was she, the captain or the...
I don't even know, man. It's such a bad movie.
Everything about this movie is a failure.
I cannot even tell you what the plot was.
Oh,
And-
spoilers, by the way. If you were planning on watching this, save yourself an hour and 30 minutes and don't.
yeah, don't watch it.
It is
It's
not worth
terrible.
it. The production of it is not good.
It's bad.
It
It's a
looks
bad
like
movie.
a poorly made Disney TV show.
You could tell that they were trying to make this a high budget movie. with the actors and even some of the effects.
I thought it was supposed to be. I thought it was
Clearly supposed to be
a high budget movie. And then when you started watching it, it reminded me of Lava Girl and Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh, that movie is a billion times better.
The movie itself is better, but the production quality is the same.
I don't know, man. And on paper, everything should be perfect for me. There's lots of... I don't even know any of this going into the movie. I had no idea what it was about. I didn't know there was magic and fairies and
Correct.
dwarves
Me either.
and any of that. And when that started happening, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to like this. It's like a kid's version of Carnival Row.
It was. You're right.
And
Colin Farrell's in it.
It's not. Colin Farrell wasn't in Carnival Row either.
Yes, he was.
Orlando Bloom.
Oh, that's Orlando Bloom. They're the same person. That's fine.
No. Anyway, it's really bad, guys. Don't watch it.
It's so bad. Can we talk about how bad it is real quick?
Yes.
I don't even know how I can expand on that anymore. It's just, I got so freaking mad because
I have no idea. I was zoning in and out because you can't follow the plot.
I got so mad because when I left your house, you're like, it's one of the best movies I've ever seen. You're like, it's very good. And I believed you.
I said that?
Yes. You said, hey, I watched Artemis Fowl. By the
No,
way.
I didn't say it was about. I said it's something.
No, you said it's a great movie.
Oh, I don't think I
It's
said
something.
that, but okay.
You're like, it's very good. I said, really? I said, no way. And you're like, oh yeah, you got to watch it. I said, okay, all right. That's the only reason why I was going to watch it. I wasn't going to watch it other than that. So I was like, It's like, maybe it's something I thought maybe he's tricking me and maybe he's being serious.
Right.
But I'm going to roll the dice on this one. And as soon as it started, I was like, fucking Chris.
It's just a weird
And then I had to
kidnapping and
I
then
had
like
to get into it.
wave of attacking people on this castle.
And the giant that they were looking for.
Oh, man, it's so bad. Don't watch it.
The elf girl, she should have had some schooling on acting before this.
Well, and the main guy, Artemis Fowl Jr.
Oh yeah,
who's
it was
terrible.
awful. And I think they styled him off of Gotham's Bruce Wayne. Like he looks exactly like that.
He does, yeah.
Anyway,
And you can't have a chunk of the movie where your characters are wearing sunglasses.
sunglasses.
Doesn't work.
It doesn't. Whatever.
Unless it's like Men in Black.
Don't ever watch this movie, and I hope Disney takes it off of their run of movies like soon.
Oh yeah, they're not making any more of those.
Which is really sad. So I started reading reviews about it on IMDb, and so many people were like, they really missed the mark on this. Like, it's nothing like the book is. Why? And everybody said, why didn't they just follow the story from the book? They changed it. They completely changed it. They made it something different, and they shouldn't have done that. And I completely agree with them at this point because a completely different movie would be good.
Right.
Like if you went the whole opposite direction and didn't do anything this movie did, you'd probably have a winner.
Yeah.
But this one, ugh.
All right, next one. I will quickly talk about another very, very poorly reviewed movie that I never watched that I finally watched because it came on Disney Plus. I watched the new Fantastic Four movie, the Josh Trank.
Really? Yeah, it's
Fantastic Four
movie.
It's on there on Disney Plus. I'm like, I never saw
So
that.
quite a few years ago that came out, right?
And I'm like, I'm going to check it out. I hated Chronicle, which is what he was famous for, Josh Trank. And then I heard Josh Trank on Kevin Smith's podcast, and he seemed like a huge douchebag.
Yeah.
And
Big
so
time.
I'm like, okay. And then I watched, and then obviously Fantastic Four came out, got terrible reviews.
He got like blackballed.
Yeah, pretty much. And so I'm like, you know what? I'll watch it. Interestingly enough, it's not terrible. All right? It's not a terrible movie.
I hold a little more weight in that opinion of yours because you like Fantastic Four quite a bit as a comic book.
Okay.
You are a fan.
I am a fan of Fantastic Four as a comic series and a superpowered team. This didn't feel like Fantastic Four to me. It didn't. It's got a very dark, heavy, burdened tone to it that is very anti-Fantastic Four.
So were you taking this as like You weren't tying it to Fantastic Four
No.
at all. You were just saying like this is a separate movie of a separate origin. Like
Yeah, and it is. I think, based on a different comic run. The origin story of them is completely different than what it is traditionally.
so it's just completely made up. Like all of it's
I don't
just
know
remade.
if I'm assuming it's based on a comic run. I don't know. I've not read that much Fantastic Four, honestly, except for older stuff.
Yeah.
Or them in other stuff, like as characters in like the Civil War run, whatever. I've always liked Mr. Fantastic as a character. He's just like a genius, kind of with social anxiety not disorder, but just kind of like an outsider genius. Anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not as good as the like older mid 2000 Fantastic Four movies, which I don't think were awful. They weren't great.
Chris Evans.
Yeah, Chris Evans and
Jessica Alba.
Michael Chiklis.
Yeah, Michael Chiklis is like the Rock
Yeah.
guy. What's that called? The Thing.
The Thing, yeah.
And then Jessica
It's
Alba.
clobbering time.
Yeah. I had a thing for Jessica Alba. Big
Oh,
time.
I mean, I think everybody did. Sin City. Come on.
Do you remember Dark Angel?
Yeah.
That
of
show,
course.
Dark Angel?
Yeah.
I was so in love with that show. And they canceled it.
The Girl
Fox
Next Door.
canceled
Wasn't she in The Girl Next Door? No, that wasn't Jessica
No.
Alba. That was. Never mind.
it. I don't know her name.
So anyway, it's not terrible. It's not good. There were vast stretches of the movie that completely lost my interest and had me zoning out.
Okay.
But the special effects are great. Really good.
Oh, really?
Pretty good, yeah. And some of the concepts that they do in the movie in small bursts, I think worked really well. They were interesting. They basically, like, spoilers, I guess, they, instead of going to space and getting like cosmic radiation or whatever, Reed Richards invents this machine that can go to an alternate dimension.
Ooh.
And then they basically get contracted when they're pretty young by the government, by the military, to work on this technology. Anyway,
I tell you what, if anybody likes alternate dimensions,
yeah.
it's you and I.
So they build a machine, they go to this alternate dimension with like a chimp, right? They
Of
bring
course
him
you
back.
would.
They're like, yeah, it works. And then
Yeah.
they're-
Well, the chimp ain't retarded, so it must work.
And then the military, of course, comes in and says, "Okay, great. Now it's time to get NASA in here, so we can get some astronauts in here to go explore this other dimension." And they get drunk.
The
And they're like-
astronauts do?
No, the Fantastic Four characters,
Oh.
and they're like, "We should go. We built the machine." And then they go and they do stupid stuff, and they come back.
They screw it up.
Yeah, blah blah blah. Whatever. They get back. They got these powers, but then they get like locked down by the military. Like held
quarantined?
captive
Oh,
by the military and like forced to go do military missions like the Thing does.
oh.
And they have like video, and it'd be like overhead drone video of like the Thing dropping in and then just like bashing tanks. And,
That's
like,
pretty cool.
It is like some of that's cool. And Doom goes there, he gets trapped over there, and he gets his powers, and he comes back. There is a pretty gory, violent scene when he comes back, and he's going through this compound, just like,
Slaughtering.
yeah. So that was a cool scene.
Or wait. No. Slaughtering is lesser than, right?
Right.
Like, it's man's laughter is lesser than what?
Well, I don't know if you take the man's part off. If it's just slaughter.
Oh, slaughter's worse than manslaughter.
manslaughter,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So anyway, it wasn't a terrible movie. Can I say it's worth 2 hours or however long? But the special effects are kind of cool. It's fine.
But your like expectation of this movie was a lot lesser than what it was.
I was just surprised. I thought it would be a lot worse than it was. That's what I
Yeah.
should say. Is it good? No. I thought it would be worse.
right.
So, if you got nothing to do on a weekend, it's on Disney Plus. It's free. It's maybe not worth.
I haven't seen it on Disney Plus. I didn't
It just
even know
came
it was
on there. So anyway, that's it for that one. So we'll
Okay.
skip over that one. There's a couple other things I watched. Another show, as I was talking about earlier, I like shows that you can watch with the family. Mm-hmm. And I also like game shows. So we started watching on Netflix
The Floor is Lava.
Floor is Lava.
Oof.
I really enjoyed it.
You did?
You didn't like it?
The first episode, I watched the very first episode of it, and no, I mean, it was just, it took so long to finally see the first people run through the course. And then it was the second people, like the first, second, and third teams did the exact same thing.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I thought the same things.
I only
but
watched the very first
I
episode.
kind of enjoyed watching it. And it's mindless, so you can be on your phone and just kind of watching it. But the kids...
See, that's not what I don't want to be on my phone.
But the kids liked it, and they then were making Floor's Lava courses around the house. And
Grady liked it.
it was fun. It was a fun show. I thought it was a fun show. I watched the whole season.
That is rough. I don't know how you did that.
There's only like 7 or 8
I like
episodes,
the narrator, like
Yeah.
the host of the show. Like
He's
he does a lot with NASCAR.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he does, and that's where I've seen him.
They kind of do that whole like most extreme elimination challenge thing where
They try
like make
to.
fun of them as they go along.
Yeah, they try to.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of fun.
I think it's very cheesy and boring.
Okay, I enjoyed it.
I'm just saying. The first course I thought was kind of boring. I didn't watch any of the other courses.
Yeah, there's 3 courses.
So you get to see like that first course
you know,
and get all
I don't
over
think
again.
you ever see that one again. That wasn't a very good one.
No, it was not good.
The next 2 are better. The Africa one is the best one. That was in like the 3rd episode, and then they do that one a couple more times, and it was harder.
Okay, maybe I'll have to watch that. I just don't like how they force the contestants to have that really generic like banter back and forth.
Yeah,
Like that's put on. That's something that they tell them like,
Yeah.
"Hey, right now you should say this."
Yeah.
And so the guy says it to his brother. Like, "Oh, we're triplets. So we need to say something about being triplets." It just, that stuff is so awkward and annoying to me. Like, just run the course, dude. I don't care if you spoke the entire time.
right.
I just want to see you fall on your face, and trip over these objects.
Sometimes it is painfully slow. I will agree with that. But I enjoyed it as something that you can just flip on in the background and
Yes.
have your family watch.
You can absolutely do that. And Grady kind of enjoyed it. I don't think Grant really paid attention to it, or Graham, but
It kept their
It
kids'
is what it
attention pretty well. So that was one I've been watching. So there's 2 other main ones. I watched, there was a new movie that came out on Netflix that was part of the whole Adam Sandler deal with Netflix. You know how he's always coming out with Netflix movies. One called The Other Missy.
I didn't even see this.
And it's from...
Oh, no, I didn't see this put out. I was thinking of the David Spade movie.
It's a David Spade movie. Adam Sandler's not in it, but it's
Oh,
his
okay.
production studio
Oh, yeah.
as the deal.
Yeah, I saw this, and it kind of intrigued me. I put it in front of Amy, and she watched the
Or
trailer.
the wrong
Missy.
Yeah.
I put it in front of Amy, and she was watching the trailer, and she's like, "This looks absolutely terrible." And I was like, "I don't know. It kind of intrigues me." And we never watched it, though.
So I thought the same thing. I flipped it on. I'm like, I like David Spade a lot.
Yeah.
I like Nick Schwartzen. He's in it.
And the chick in there is
Lauren Lapkus.
what's
I
her name?
like her.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
I like her in most stuff.
Isn't she married to Keegan Michael Key or Jordan Peele?
You've said that before, and we've determined that is wrong.
Are you sure?
Yes. We've already determined that was wrong.
It's a comedian, though. A female comedian that is similar to her is married to Jordan Peele.
She is married to Mike Castle.
Damn. I thought I was onto something. Who's married to Jordan Peele then?
Jordan Peele's wife is Chelsea Peretti.
Very similar.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
if you look them up, they
I
are
watched
very
some
similar.
Chelsea Peretti stand up recently.
And she's on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I watched some of her stand up. I was laughing out loud.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to check that
enjoyed
out.
it. I don't really care for her, the character, that much in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I'm guessing that show is getting canceled. By the way.
Oh, positive. Yeah. I'm sure it is.
But anyway, The Wrong Missy. So I didn't think much going into it, and maybe that's why. And I didn't think much because I've watched some of the other Sandler production company movies that have come out, and they're not great. Mm-hmm. I am a fan of Adam Sandler movies, but
I am.
a lot of these
Huge
ones
fan.
he's not in, but his production studio. Anyway, Grandma's Boy is one of my favorite movies, and he's not in that,
So
but it's
good.
at a studio. You know?
Yeah.
Alan Covert, I think, is one of his writing partners. Anyway, David Spade, Lauren Lapkus, Nick Schwartzen's in it. I thought it was great.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was good. It was
It
funny.
looks like it turns out to be like somewhat of a heartfelt movie where
it was good. It was funny. It was heartfelt. There was a really nice ending, heartfelt ending. Basically, spoilers, but not huge spoilers. David Spade's kind of a stick in the mud type of guy.
Yeah.
He works for like a bank, and they go on this retreat to Hawaii. So most of the movie's in Hawaii. And he meets this girl of his dreams in the airport, and they have like a really good connection called Missy. And he had previously gone on a blind date with a horrible blind date with another girl named Missy. And he was texting the wrong girl and invited her for their second date
to this
Hawaiian weekend for his work. And I think it's really, I thought it was really good.
and they figure it out on the plane. Like they don't see each other
Right.
until they're on the plane, and this other Missy, or the wrong Missy,
Yes.
comes on the plane, and she says his name,
Very boisterous and annoying and
like overly annoying and boisterous. And the part that kind of turned me off, I haven't watched it. This is all from the trailer that they play on Netflix. Is the spoilers, maybe, I don't know, you can see it on the trailer on Netflix, but she falls over this cliff and flips around and hits rocks.
so that humor is not really representative of the movie very well.
Okay, good.
There is a couple gags like that.
So that's what I was trying to relate to Amy, is that I don't feel like the whole movie is this way, because even if you watch the whole trailer, they start to show like how they're a good dynamic for each other, where David Spade may be the more like stick in the mud type character, and she's the more outgoing, boisterous person, but together they work well and teach each other something. And I don't know, it looked to me like it could be pretty decent. So it's surprising to me that you think it's good.
Yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised. I enjoyed it. I actually watched half of it one night, and then I went to bed because it was late.
Yeah.
And I wanted
late.
to see.
That had to have been like 3 a.m. for you.
It was after midnight. And but I was really tired, and I had to get up early. And I'm like, but I really want to finish this movie. And I thought about it the whole next day. I'm like, I want to finish that movie. And I did. I finished it the next night. And I'm like, the ending is better than the beginning.
Oh, that's good. I'm going to watch that.
I enjoyed it. It's a little brash, the humor.
I'm into that.
But that doesn't bother me at all.
Amy's gone this weekend, so I'm watching.
Nick Schwartzen, I've always
Schwartzman. Oh, wait.
Nick Schwartzen.
No. Oh, yeah, Swardson. There's
Yes.
no CH.
Okay,
it's just
yeah.
Swardson.
Nick Schwartzen.
He's pretty heavy in this movie.
Yeah. That's one thing I
Looks
noticed.
like he's gained some weight.
He is.
That's fine.
He is
Not that there's anything
gained
wrong
a
with that.
lot. And he was fine in it. Whatever. But
His role has been his role in every other
I
movie
was
that
really
has ever made.
surprised. Like David Spade was really pretty good, and I've never thought of him much as an actor.
No, except for in Tommy Boy.
And Joe Dirt. I guess he kind of acts pretty good in
Oh
that.
yeah, Joe Dirt.
Which they're making Joe Dirt too, apparently. I've always liked David Spade, just generally, but I've never really thought of him as much as an actor. And he is the main role in this. I mean, he's in a lot of the movie. And
Yeah, Joe
his
Dirt.
performance
He was the main
is a little
person.
hollow, I guess. You could tell, his acting maybe isn't.
But is
top
that the
shelf.
character?
Yeah, but you could tell, you could tell he's not the best actor in the world, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Lauren Lapkus is phenomenal. She's really good.
But I feel like she has to chew up some scenery when she's in it because
Yeah,
of her character.
for
Like
sure.
she has to make herself
She's the comedic
Right.
side of it.
right.
For sure. So anyway, I enjoyed it a lot. The beginning is not great, but once you get past that, I think it's really good.
I'm gonna watch it then for sure. Because like I said, Amy's not home this weekend, so I'm going to.
And
watch
it's quick.
what
It's only a
I want to
90-minute
watch.
movie.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That is quick.
That's the right length for a comedy.
Yeah, I agree.
An hour and a half, done.
Romantic comedy.
Yeah. More comedy than romantic comedy, but definitely got that twist to it. Mm-hmm. So that was good. Another one that I didn't expect to want to watch at all and started watching because I've been having a hard time finding things to watch right now.
I tell you what, I like these type of picks though, where you're just like throwing out random things that I would never guess.
Yeah,
This is what we need to start doing, is just watching whatever we see, regardless of what we think.
Right. Well, this one had
And
piqued
reviewing
my
it.
interest because I was listening to Bill Burr on Joe Rogan's podcast.
I haven't listened to that one yet.
And I'm not a huge Bill Burr fan.
I'm not a huge Bill Burr comedic
Comedic
fan.
fan.
But him on Joe Rogan is usually pretty good.
The last one was a little boring, but whatever.
This most recent one?
Yeah.
Or something? Okay.
But anyway, he was promoting his new show, which is I had never watched. It's in he was promoting like the 3rd or 4th season of a show on Netflix. It's an animated show called F is for Family.
I've never even heard of it.
And I'd never heard of it either until then. And then it started popping up on
Of course it did.
on my Netflix. But
They're listening.
I think it's probably because the new season just came out.
No, they're listening to you, Chris.
So
Have you taped over your webcam?
no.
Ooh, you need to. Because they're listening to you. And that's why they know you want to watch that stuff.
So anyway, I started watching it.
Yes.
And I'm not overly a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of animation in all forms, basically. I think I was just telling you this on an earlier podcast that I could pretty much switch to only watching animated stuff because I'm a huge fan of animation. But I've never been a huge fan of animated comedies.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a BoJack Horseman.
Yeah.
Or...
I just never been a huge fan of that style.
What about Family Guy?
Yeah, I mean, nah.
I thought that was pretty revolutionary for its time.
Yeah, I watched it at the beginning and I liked it, but I don't watch it anymore.
No, neither do I. Not the slightest.
So I had no idea what was going on. I started watching it, and boy, I'm telling you, I really, really enjoyed it. And it's really funny, and it's got a lot of heart. A lot of heart.
Really?
And it is, I'm assuming...
F is for family.
Yeah, I'm assuming based on his life. I don't know. It's set in the 70s.
On Bill Burr's life?
Yeah.
Really?
It's set in the 70s. It's basically a family in the 70s. And it's just kind of a lower middle class family.
Does he say anything
Paycheck
about
to
it
paycheck family.
being related to
No,
him,
but
or-
one of the characters' names is Bill. One of the kids.
And that's not his voice, I assume.
He voices the dad.
Okay.
Who's the main kind of character. And it's just it's really funny. It's got a lot of heart at times. I'm in season 2 now. So
there's a couple seasons of this.
yeah, I just said that they're releasing season 3 or 4.
Oh, I
So
didn't.
it's been going for a while.
I don't listen to you when you speak, so.
And another thing, one of my friends put on Facebook. He's like, "I've been watching F is for Family, and it's just reminds me of my dad growing up." And I'm like, "Huh, okay." And I know his dad really well, so I'm like, "Okay, I'll check this out." I don't know about that, but it's very interesting, and it's set in an earlier time that you don't see a lot of stuff set in, kind of the mid 70s.
You really don't.
And
It's either earlier than that or later than that.
yeah,
every time.
I was actually really confused at first because, in the first episode, I'm like, they had a rotary telephone. I'm like, what? Where is this set? What is this set in? And it was set in the 70s. And he's kind of like a down on his luck father of 3, Irish Catholic family,
Sounds like me.
suburbs, paycheck to paycheck. Mom stays at home. Dad works at the airport as a baggage handler.
Oh, yeah.
Hates his life, hates his job. A lot of swearing, but
This sounds sad.
it is kind of sad at times, and it is emotional at times.
Yeah.
And it is very funny at times. I mean, the core of it is a comedy,
Sure.
but it manages to do what all great comedies do and bring in some of those other emotions and make more depth to the story.
I tell you what,
and
I've
more
always-
character development.
I've always wanted to stay away from things that make you feel sad at times. You know what I mean? I don't want that feeling.
I wouldn't say sad, but
But I mean, yeah, I don't want to say the word sad. You don't feel sad necessarily watching the movie or TV show or something, but you have some sort of an emotional attachment to the people that, you don't, I don't know, you feel bad for them. You feel
there is
their
moments of that,
pain.
but there is also little moments of triumph too in there.
Okay, so in what I'm saying is like I shy away from that stuff because I don't want to feel that. But yet I find that the shows that I do watch that have that in it, along with comedy and whatever else, I like more than everything else because you do run through that gamut of emotions, and then you're like at the end you're like, oh man, that was worth it. Like that was a ride. Whereas to another show where it's only funny or it's only sad, you just don't get that same experience.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
a good, I mean, that is very much what the show is. It has a little bit of that Silicon Valley thing where, like, they're doing it. Oh.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what frustrated me about Silicon
Yeah,
Valley
it's
because
not as
it was
bad as that, but
it was just always you were just constantly going downhill
yeah.
with Silicon Valley. And then you'd hit a bump, come up a little bit, and then you go back downhill.
Yeah.
That's my biggest gripe with that show. It's a phenomenal show. Watch it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So I would recommend it as something to watch.
Okay, Snarf recommends.
Yeah, F is for family.
ARF recommends. F is for family.
And it also like puts a spotlight on that time and place
Sure.
very well. I don't even know. I wasn't even born then. But it's very
You weren't? I thought you were born in
Specifically-
66.
set in a time and a place and manages that well. And it's a time and a place where you don't see a lot in that
Sure.
weird transitioning between the 1950s and the 1980s.
Yeah.
You know, the stay-at-home mom family dynamic of Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah, the 50s, 60s era. I would group the 60s in that
Yeah,
as
probably,
well.
yes.
And then the 80s changed all of that. The 70s were like that transition period.
Yeah, it was, you know, the dad was in Korea. You know,
Oh.
so he's a wouldn't even be a baby boomer. He'd be older than a baby boomer.
Right.
It's just kind of caught in the middle there, and you don't see a lot of good stuff happening in that kind of. You see a lot of 80s stuff.
Absolutely. And you see a lot of like
But the
60s, 50s.
When you see 80s stuff, it feels a lot. I mean, obviously, this look and the style and everything is dated to the 80s, but you can envision that world. You know what I mean? It's not that much different than the world we live in now. It's the beginning of the world we live in
it
now.
started it. Yeah.
But the 70s were the end of the time that's way gone.
Right. No, you're right.
You know what I mean?
I've never really thought of it that way, but you're right. It is like that transition period between the old and the new. The real old way of living and the newer way of living, even though you look back on the 80s and think like, wow, that's dated. Yes, obviously it is, but it is the start of the new computer era, like the new technological people,
Yeah.
right? And the 70s weren't that yet.
No.
They were growing into it. It was all starting to come out, but that was the decade of growing out of the old, like you said, like the stay-at-home mom, like Leave It to Beaver type family.
Right.
That's where it all transitioned. And
And the
yeah,
end,
we
and
never
the,
see
and the
anything
70s
like
is that period where the world still existed in that mindset because the people came through that, but the opportunities started drying up.
You know what changed it? Woodstock.
I don't know about that.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, man. That's what started changing things.
I
Led
think
Zeppelin.
what happened in the 70s was real bad economic stuff.
Yeah, probably.
That and like 18% interest rates and stuff like that.
Is that high?
Yeah.
Is that a high?
Well, not if you got cash. You put that in a CD. Boom.
Ooh. Holy smokes. Wowza.
But, you know, the prosperous era, the Reagan era of the 80s and the economic boom that followed that, it just changed a lot of that.
You know, Reagan was an actor.
He was an actor.
An actor. I came from a thespian background.
Yeah.
I believe that's how he spoke.
So, anyway, I recommend it. There's, like, the older son who's into, like, the prog rock, like,
Nice.
I want to say Rush, but, like, the whole kind of, like, Led Zeppelin-y, like, and the demons come from the mountaintops and the wizard. That's not really Led Zeppelin either.
Kind of. You literally
Like
just talked
Dio.
about Stairway to Heaven, and
Like Ronnie James Dio.
I love him.
Is that Ronnie James?
Ronnie James Dio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, you know, the younger ones dealing with, like, just being free in the town and the bullies and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was really good.
Cool. Next.
That's it. That's all I got.
Oh, that's all you got?
That's it.
F is for family. That's the last one that
So
we
I can recommend that.
Okay.
And the other.
I'm going to have to watch all that stuff because I haven't seen anything.
I don't know what to go and where to go now. I'm like out of stuff. So.
I mean, really, we could end.
No, I mean, I'm out of stuff to watch.
Oh, I see. I really want to watch what's it called? The Underneath or the Underground, or it's on Amazon. I watched the very first.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I watched the very first episode of it, and I haven't followed up since then. Yeah. And I talked about it on here that I was going to follow up on it. I haven't. I need to do that. There was also another show on Amazon that I was going to watch with, not Sandra Bullock, but Pretty Woman girl.
Yeah.
What's her name?
I don't know. Julia
Roberts. She was in a show that I started watching, and every season is a little bit different. They have different actors in each season. I was going to follow up on that show too. Homecoming. That's what that's called. I was going to follow up on Homecoming. I haven't watched that. So I got a lot to do. And with Amy being gone this weekend, maybe I can do that. But I have all the boys.
I was going to watch High Fidelity. That's what I was going to watch. I might check that one out.
That's a new
series
based of the same show
book that just came out.
But there was a show called High Fidelity, right?
No, there was a movie with John Cusack.
Right.
Which is one of my favorite movies of all time.
That's silly.
It isn't. Oh, it's on Hulu, High Fidelity. So I'll have to check that out.
I do like Hulu.
If you got a show that you think we should watch, or a movie, I'm kind of into movies. I've lost movies somewhere. Like over the last 10 years.
Isn't that weird?
They've just gone away. If it's not a Marvel movie or Star Wars movie, I just don't
It
see
just
them.
doesn't happen anymore. Like, it's the...
There's ones that come out, I don't watch them because there's too many shows to watch.
I know.
And I've been actively trying to watch more movies or catch up on some of these movies.
Yeah.
And I just hate renting. Like, it's too expensive. The rent is too damn high.
The rent is too high.
I'm not paying $5.99. A lot of them are $5.99 to rent
for an HD movie.
And then you go to watch it. I'll watch it in SD. It's still $5.99 a lot of times. And then it's like $9.99.
It's like $4.88.
Yeah, and it's like
really
$9.99 to buy it usually.
Yeah.
So I always get to that point where I'm like, well, am I going to pay $6?
Am I just going to buy this movie for
rent
$10?
it, or just pay $10 to buy it? And I'm like, do I really want to own this movie that I'm never going to watch again?
No.
But I can't bring myself to pay the $5.99 to rent it. I just can't do it. I can't do it, Jerry.
Well, I know. And you told me to watch a movie, and you're like, yeah, I rented it. Oh, Birds of Prey.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I could put that on my list, too. But should I be waiting till you watch it?
I probably should watch it.
Why don't you watch it, and then we'll talk about it.
I really think I should, and I'm gonna. But that's another thing. You're like, oh, yeah, I rented it. And I'm like, that movie doesn't draw me in.
I should have just bought the disc.
Like, no part of that movie draws me in to want to rent it, besides the fact that some of the reviews came back relatively positive.
Here's the thing. Will it be on something? I bet you it will be on HBO soon, right?
Yeah, I figured it'd be on Prime at some point, too.
No, it'll be on HBO because it's a DC
It's a DC
property.
thing, yeah. So it'll be on HBO Max, which I haven't tapped into at all yet.
Can't get it. It's not available on Amazon.
Oh, well, then I'm not missing anything.
You can't get it on Amazon Fire Stick.
Right, so I'm not missing anything.
I'm assuming it'll come soon.
You know what? This is kind of changing the perspective here, but I've pretty much solidified the fact that I'm going to buy a new Xbox that comes out this holiday season.
I thought you were on board with the PS5.
Well, I was looking into more and more about them, and the specs on the Xbox are much better.
Oh, I'm sure.
They really are.
I'm not surprised by that, but what about Spider-Man Miles Morales?
Well, I'll find out how it is from you. Doesn't draw me in.
I think I'll probably get an Xbox too, but I really want to play that game. And I'm
I know,
buying
I get
both.
it. I get it, but the Xbox is going to be, it looks like to me, much better.
What's going to be exclusive to? We already did this, but I can't remember.
I know, and I read about it today, and I don't remember. But there's a new Halo.
Don't care.
I know you don't. I like Halo, but I'm not sure what's
Destiny.
exclusive.
Don't care.
But everything's backwards
Destiny's
compatible.
not exclusive anyway.
But everything is backwards compatible, and it's just a better platform, I think. The issue with Xbox is that you have to pay for subscriptions, right? So your Xbox...
You do on PlayStation, too.
I thought that was all free.
No,
I thought you
don't
could
think
play
so.
online for free.
I don't think so, but I don't know.
So I read a thing today that was saying that...
I don't care. I'm going to pay for the subscription anyway. It's not that expensive.
Right.
It's like $50 a year.
So for Xbox Gold, Live
Yeah.
Gold, they were saying that the Xbox is supposed to come out around $300, $350.
Oh, that's not bad.
And they're cheapening it up on purpose to undercut PlayStation, which is going to come out at like $499, and they were going to come out at $399 or $350 or something like that, and undercut them. And this article was talking about how Microsoft would lose on sales for their console.
They've always done that. They all do that.
But gain on their memberships.
Yeah, they all do that. They all lose on their consoles.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Even PlayStation?
Yeah.
PlayStation's always been marketed higher than...
There is no way they can build that and sell that for $500. The technology that's in there,
You don't think so?
not a chance.
They got a 1 terabyte hard drive.
That's cost nothing. I'm talking about the graphics engines,
But
the graphic cards, the processors.
Yeah,
These
it
are
gets-
cutting edge, man. I build my own PC
incredible.
to top level specs. Okay,
Well, yeah, but how long ago did you do that?
last year.
Which one? This one?
This one, yeah, I just built it
You didn't do it last year.
over the winter, I think.
No, we've been doing this podcast for over a year now, and you've had that for that amount of time.
No.
Before that.
I'm going to tell you what. That has nothing to do with what I'm about to say.
Well, I mean, the time frame on when you buy these things does.
It doesn't matter if you build regardless. If you build a PC to top level specs, it's going to cost you a couple $1,000s.
Really?
Yeah.
Buying your own parts and everything?
Yeah, $1,500 to $2,000 if you can really shop deals.
So you think they're taking like a $500 loss on every console?
No, obviously they're buying the components in bulk, so they're getting better rates on them than I'm buying them retail, obviously.
Right,
So
right.
I'm just saying they're either selling at cost or I would say either minimum at cost, but they're probably losing money on the console originally.
That's crazy.
But, as time goes on, people are going to be buying that console for 4 years.
Right, and you keep them at the same price.
Yeah, exactly. And the
Yeah.
prices are going to go, they're going to start making money.
Yes,
That's
they
all.
will eventually make
And they
money.
make money on the games, and they make money on the online
Games
and-
and the memberships.
Yes, for
That's what they get the money out of. And that's what this article was talking about is that, so sure, they might take a loss on the console itself, but the memberships like Xbox Gold and Platinum and whatever other memberships they have is what starts making them the money because they want to draw in new customers with the console itself, and then they get the membership with it.
Yeah.
Or they get a new game for the console, and these people up their membership to play that game.
Yeah, that's
To
it's the
like a
same thing
higher
with
capacity.
Amazon, a Fire Stick, when they go on sale for $10,
Right. I got mine
mean,
pretty cheap.
they want the Prime membership. They want, which that's what they want. They want the membership.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see how that goes, but I'll probably end up with an Xbox. Although I really want that Spider-Man game, but
You buy the PS5. I'll get the Xbox.
I've been an Xbox guy for a long time now.
My thing is like I don't want to lose all the games I have on my Xbox right now.
Oh, I don't care about that.
I do. I want to play those.
I'm never gonna finish
boys
Red
play
Dead
them.
Redemption 2. Fallout 76. I've tried.
Oh, that can eat me.
I mean, I love Fallout more than anything, but I can't get into that game, and I don't know why.
They haven't even updated it.
Oh, yes, they have. Big time.
Really?
They have a single-player mission now for it. It's just...
And it sucks.
No, it's beautiful, but it's just like too much. I don't know. I can't do it. It's
Really?
too big, and I just
So
can't
they
start
fixed
it.
the bugs and like the problems with it?
Yeah, I think so. It seems like a really awesome game. I know some people that play it; they absolutely love it. But I just can't like start it, just knowing how much of my life it will eat.
Right.
And the little bit I've
get
played
that.
it, I haven't been that interested. So
Have you watched the gameplay trailer for Star Wars Squadron?
not yet. No.
That looks pretty incredible.
Yeah, I've heard that. You said that on a previous podcast.
Yeah, for the trailer, they came out with a trailer for it, but then that was just like a release trailer saying like this is the game coming out. But then they came out with an actual gameplay trailer, like some people playing the game, and then it's like a narrated, this is what's happening and this is what you can do in the game. And they talk about like the single player, and there's multiplayer modes, and there's like a 5v5 where it's like 5 people that you can team up with. That could be online or multiplayer people that you team up with and fight against another squadron, and you have to figure out how to kill their like Star Destroyer basically. And everything about it looks really, really cool.
Cool.
It looks awesome. And you literally just sit in the cockpit of a ship, and there's 50 different components you can change on your ships. So there's like fighters. I don't remember there's fighters, bombers, and 2 or 3 others. I don't remember. There's like a X-Wing, A-Wing, Y-Wing, and something else.
A-Wing?
I said that. X-Wing, A-Wing, Y-Wing.
B-Wing?
No.
B-Wings are the shit.
There's another one for...
There's an amazing episode of Star Wars Rebels where they get the B-Wing.
Yeah.
Like for the first time. It's like a brand new ship. It's awesome, that episode.
But you can be both sides. You can be the Empire. You can be the Rebellion. But
I bet you it's going to be really hard.
It looks so cool. I'm sure it's going to be hard.
I'm watching it right now, and it looks like it's going to be very difficult.
It does. But sitting in the cockpit, you like have all of your controls in front of you, and you can see like where your power is, where like your radar is, like what you need to do. But you can also customize your ships for what you're going to do. So you can like add more blaster power or more shield power or more speed or better shields. Like you can there's 50 different things you can change for each ship. And they show on the screen like these different things you can change. And it's pretty cool that you can customize that stuff, and like targeting and, not being able to be detected, whatever that would be called. Can't remember.
Cloaking?
No, they don't. They call it something else. But either way, looks really awesome.
Cool. Yeah. All right, I think that's it for this week.
I think we nailed it to the end.
For Snarf Talk this week, I've been Chris.
I am Jerry.
See ya.
Bye.